Yeah, we some of our local friends were like, "Oh, we're playing some cards. You can come join us if you want." So yeah, we played for a bit, and then we're like, "Oh yeah, shit, we need to go."
Yeah, goodbye.
Pretty much, yeah, it was pretty cool. We're doing some testing. Carissa was playing or trying a new deck.
Built 5 decks this week.
Yeah, 5.
Damn.
Yeah, Carissa doesn't really know what she wants to play, so she's like testing everything.
We're in
the
mines. we're fucking grinding out here.
Right?
Hell yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just fucking roll on, see what happens, see how we go. Flame's got a good list there, so you know you guys can chat about your Final Fantasy VII adventures and all those kinds of shenanigans. Yeah. And then we'll leave One Piece to the end so we can boot Chris out of the room again. And then
oh, you're fine. I'll be leaving here shortly.
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, I mean, without further ado, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 111 of the Good, Great, Perfect podcast.
That's actually pretty wild.
It actually is nuts. I've been thinking about it the other day. I was like, we're almost at 5 years. In August this year, we'll have 5 years of the podcast, which is like kind of bonkers.
Where the hell did time go?
I have no idea. Like, it's crazy, like how much the podcast has like evolved and changed, and like how much more confident we've all become in terms of like talking, keeping conversation going. And it's like that is. It's a really crazy feat to say the least. But we're here. The usual suspects, Flame and Todd, are with me today. Joined with us as well is Carissa, who's in the background with Todd there. Knight is on holiday. Wow, I know. He keeps skipping episodes. He's going to Tennessee.
Yep.
I don't know what you do there, but I mean, I hope he's having fun. That's all I'm saying, So, so we have a few things to discuss today. A couple of things have popped up. This is an off ep. We will be doing our, I guess, 10th anniversary, not 10th anniversary, our World Cruise and Worldwide Annie wrap up next episode, leading into what is to be 10th anniversary and all the fun stuff revolving around that. So without further ado, I guess we just jump in from the very start of it. Pokemon Day presentation happened on the 27th of Feb, so a month ago. So a bit of time has passed since then, and the main point from this was Pokemon Legends Z minus A plus B to the power of 2 over what Y equals MX plus B. But yeah, Pokemon Legends Z minus A or Z dash A was the final announcement there. Were you guys expecting anything here?
That was crazy because like everyone thought it was gonna be a Gen 5 remake or
yes,
like Legend Celebi or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
They baited. Like, they baited us. They baited us.
They were
tweeting.
They were posting on Twitter.
They were posting. Kyurem and Reshimet was flying at each other, and I was like, "Oh, come on, that's a bit."
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, 100%. I reckon social media guys like, "Hey, you guys know what we should do? Post these and then announce Z Legends Z," which is kind of dope though. Like low key, like I wonder how they're gonna like, is it gonna be just in like that Lumio City like circle point, or is it gonna expand further, or like?
I think it is only in the city.
That's pretty dope. Like, to see how like that place got built up from like old times, will be really, really cool there. But Mega Evos as well coming back. The best. Yep. It's I love the discourse of like these like gimmick power-ups has just declined over time, where it's like Mega Evos I would personally argue was like the best one.
Yeah, everyone pretty much agrees that.
And then what? It went to like Z moves. And then you had
Dynamax.
Yeah, Dynamaxing, and then you had Terastallizing or whatever it is. Like, I feel like the funny part is that like when Mega Evos first came out, it was like a mixed bag of like, oh, don't do this, it's gonna ruin Pokemon. And now we're at like Terastallizing. Oh no, bring back Mega Evos, man. It was good. Yeah. It was good. So it'd be cool to see how like I guess like how that plays into everything, because I mean my guess would be that we get more Mega Evos, like at least like more unique ones or different ones perhaps. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, Pokemon Legends Arceus was goated. It was a really, really good game. So like, you'd hope that this would like, follow suit, right? So it'd have to.
It's little hot take. I didn't.
Oh,
like
here we
it,
go.
to be
You
honest.
didn't like Legends
I like-
Arceus?
I liked what they were going for,
Right.
but I think it's a bad game. Though.
Okay, elaborate. 'Cause I thought that was like the first Pokemon game I finished in like 5 years.
Okay, so to be fair, I didn't finish it. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
here we
I don't.
go.
I'm like maybe halfway through.
You gotta no. Honestly,
stopped
the
playing
game, the ending to the game is fucking cracked. Like
The
it is
ending
so
is
good.
cracked.
I never seen it, to be fair.
Okay, well then your goal is to finish that at some point. In your
It's really hype if you're like an old school Pokemon fan. It's really
yeah,
sick.
it's
Okay,
fucking
okay.
dope. Like it's such a cool way to like end that game. Where it's
I
just like whoa.
I just hope, since that game is like probably gonna come out on the next gen console, I just hope like it's like a much better just game, like in general.
Yeah,
like,
look, I don't
game.
know. Like
The Switch definitely lets it down.
yes,
Yeah.
I think like that game, Legends Arceus could like surprisingly, Legends Arceus actually looks really like I thought it looked quite good. Obviously, there's still like the generic like jank around everything with any like Pokemon game on the Switch, but like it looked quite good when you compare Legends Arceus to like Sword and Shield. It's like night and day. I feel
Yeah,
like
that's true.
you know. So but like what are they even with like a next gen console? I'm gonna be sorry, but it's still gonna be shit. Like the next gen console gonna have like 1080p. Whoa, yeah, Zog, dude, new processor, yeah. Like that's the
Like,
kind
I'm pretty
of stuff.
sure. I'm pretty sure the internals of the Switch are still like worse than PS4s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, they said that the new Switch should be similar to like the PS4, which I mean that's cool, but I mean the PS4 came out in 2013.
I was gonna say that's like 10 years old, right? Like that's arcade. Like, imagine developing your game for like hardware that was for like the PS4 now. It's like, bruh, you have to like
It's just-
downwire your game so much.
It's just frustrating because you see games like the Zelda games and they come out and they're
Oh.
pretty optimized for the Switch, and then you get Pokemon and it just looks like dog shit.
It's just I think we like every time we talk about Pokemon on this podcast, we say the same thing, but it's just because like Nintendo knows, right? Like everyone's gonna buy
Everyone's
it.
gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we talk shit, and then it's like
That's
I'm still at the midnight release. You know what I mean? Like I'm still there buying it. I'm like, yo, this is hype, and then like I stop playing it. Like it's
Yeah.
and the sad reality is that that's the truth, right? Everyone's gonna end up buying it. So like, but I mean, Legends Z-A. I mean, like, seems pretty dope. It's a pretty that was a pretty cool announcement to say the least. What was it? Was the guy's name actually Z? Like that old ass dude with the floette or whatever it is? Maybe
think
he's
so. That sounds right.
and then like I remember him saying like it was 900 years ago or something like that. So like maybe he's gonna be like the playable character or like he's gonna be one of the main dons in the story. So we'll see how we go from there. The other cool thing, I suppose, if we have nothing else on Legend Z, was the Pokemon trading card game Pocket got announced.
that
Yeah.
seems pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
Which is
interesting.
Very weird. Like, so it seemed the way that I saw it was like it's very much like Duel Links, right? Where it's like a very simplified version of like, so you have like Duel Master, which is like the full board style of Yu-Gi-Oh, and then Duel Links is like the 3-on-3 format in terms of like how
Oh,
many
right,
cards
yeah.
you could play. I feel like that's kind of similar to how this game is functioning, but then you also have like you get a pack or two every day, and you like it's also like a collector, like a card collecting game as well. Like it actually seemed pretty
Yeah,
dope overall.
Yeah, the cards look really cool on it too. How like they make it look really cool on phones, where like you can tilt your phone and you get like the different textures on cards and stuff.
Mm.
So they put a lot of effort into it. Just the really dumb thing about it though is that like Pokemon Company are putting in all this effort to develop this app when they just re-released the new version of the online client of the Pokemon TCG.
Oh no!
They released it like maybe a year or two ago,
right.
like,
Okay.
with a full overhaul.
Oh my god.
And now they're releasing this app, which kind of is like a competitor, I guess. It's just weird.
Well, like, especially like if this is meant to be like a shorter format of the game, surely
Yeah.
like at this, like if I was to ever play it, I'd prefer to play the small. Like playing Duel Links was a lot more fun than playing Duel Master at times because, or Master Duel, sorry, because like it was just hella quick format and it was like a lot less to keep track of in your mind. It was like, you know, I feel like with Pokemon, bro, like watching Pokemon competitively is like, I love doing it, but at the same time, it's so confusing. Like they're just like picking up and throwing down cards, moving mons off the bench. They're not discarding anything though. And you're like, what the hell? Isn't there like a discard cost? And he's like, yeah, because I play this float stone and then this lets me. And you're just like, oh my god, relax. There's too much going on there. Maybe I'm not TCG wide, but like, yeah, I think like it's gonna be cool though, especially like if it's if it factors in like card collection and like there's like a collection book and hopefully it's not microtransaction heavy. Maybe I don't know. Hopefully it's not. Like I think like it would be cool. Go.
Yeah, didn't they say like something about like you log in every day, like you get like 2 packs or something, some weird thing like
That's
that?
what I
Something like
thought.
that, yeah.
But like surely if it's gonna have like an aspect of actually playing the game, they're gonna have the ability to purchase more packets.
Yeah, you would
Right.
think so.
Probably.
Otherwise, how do you even build
Yeah.
a deck? I mean, I wonder if the code cards are still going to work for that.
Oh my
or...
god! Imagine the code cards work for it. That'd be wild.
Mhm.
Code
That would
card-
be crazy.
That would be crazy. I know. I think I have like a stack of like 150 code cards just like sat like in my room, just unused.
Hell yeah.
You know, may it's time to become rank 1 Pokemon trading card game pocket. PTC GP. You know what I mean? Otherwise, like the rest of the Nintendo Direct was kind of bland. Pokemon Sleep's
It
getting
was
some
pretty
legend-
disappointing, honestly.
Hey,
It
Pokemon
really
Sleep's
was.
getting some legendaries. Pokemon
Whoa.
Go is getting Gen 9 mons now. New
Pokemon Master Sex.
Pokemon Master Sex is getting 2 characters, Zog. Cafe
Yeah, it was just.
Cafe Remix. You
boring.
guys play Cafe Remix?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's something like Knight would say. That's some shit that Knight would say, yeah, I love that game. All right, buddy. Just stop lying to us, man.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Knight's the dev for that game.
That's all shit.
Yep.
He's the one that added Golden Go into the game, dude. More coins.
Hell yeah.
And then Pokemon Unites adding in Miraidon, Phalanx, and Cyrilege or whatever it is.
Yeah, Maride on this dick.
Hey, let's go. Pokemon, that's it. I don't know, there's not much else. I think like, okay, so
it was pretty boring.
if you had one thing that you desperately wanted them to do with Pokemon Legends Z-A, what would it be?
Shit.
Like, what's the thing that you think like if they did this, it would make the game hella dope?
Well, apparently most of that game is supposed to take place in that big town that they said.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
they said-
Lumiose. Yeah.
They
Yeah,
said
Lumia
it's,
City.
yeah, they said it's gonna be like a lot different. So I hope like there's actual things to do in the town, like interesting, intriguing
Yeah.
things, not just like, ooh, look at this random attraction. Ooh, look
Oh,
at
there's a
this, like,
shop here.
flower
You can
field.
buy. You can buy a
Yeah.
T-shirt here. Nice. Like actual like cool stuff. Yeah. Okay, I feel that. What do you think, Todd? Anything for you?
I don't know. Like a lot of people are kind of hyped because people like the story of X and Y, and then I guess this is kind of either like a prequel or a sequel, I guess, to Pokemon X and Y. But I like one thing that they haven't really explored too much in the Pokemon games is like it'd be cool if there was just more freedom to just kind of do whatever you wanted to do. Like imagine if you could actually like join the evil team. Like that'd be pretty badass.
Yeah, 100%. More
I
like
don't
more like story driven. Like
Yeah.
kind of
I mean,
like
especially
yeah.
if the whole story of the game is in one city, like you'd think that the story of the game has to carry it. I feel
yeah. Absolutely.
so. I hope that the story is good, and I guess like we're gonna see more Mega evolutions, which is exciting. And the reason why people like Megas so much is because it really changed the way you kind of battled, and it also gave really crap Pokemon some dope abilities and upgrades. Like
I
Kangaskhan
was
was
gonna
never
say
used.
that's
When
crap.
Mega Kangaskhan dropped, holy.
What was like? What
That's-
was the move? Power up punch. You get like
Yeah,
you get like
with
double
the ability parental bond.
Yeah, exactly. You get like double attack boost every time you use it. Like, huh? You get like +6 in like 3 moves. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's pretty OP.
Like, nah, I agree. I think I think both of you 100% would probably just echo exactly how I feel with it at the end of the day. It's like, I just want like, I mean, as somebody who like, I still want to finish Sword and Shield. Yeah, that's right. Sword and Shield. I just have no motivation, like at all, like zero motivation whatsoever to like pick up that game and like keep playing it. I just hope that like when I was playing Legends Arceus, I was wanting to play it so much, running around like catching mons randomly, like just like exploring. Oh, there's a big ass Snorlax chasing after me. What the fuck? Like, you know, like that kind of stuff is dope. So like, I wonder how they're gonna like bring in that like essence of being in the wild into this kind of city dynamics. Obviously, it's not going to be like the Lumio city that currently exists, but like, if you're only confined to like this kind of like fucking basically Attack on Titan War of Maria type beat, where it's like in this like one section, like they're gonna really have to make it like densely packed with with things to actually do and keep people entertained and not just want them to just run through the story entirely and like, you know, finish it there. So
yeah, because like Legends Arceus had like the map was pretty big.
yeah,
in
absolutely.
Legends
It
Arceus.
was like different regions and areas and like there was like the side quests weren't good, but like at least there was the option to do like the smaller little side quests to earn additional rewards and continue storylines and stuff like that. So like hopefully that we get more of that, like more options to like do stuff. So yeah, easy. All right, fine. I know you've been wriggling in your seat for far too long. Tell me about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Okay, so well, before I go into the full story, Todd, did you beat it?
I have.
Okay. All right, so I just beat the game on hard.
Yep.
So I can give the full breakdown of it.
Yep.
Disclaimer, like we talked about last time, I never played the first game, so this is just my first experience with this.
I only played halfway through the first game. Oh, wait, you mean like remake or you mean the original?
The OG.
Oh, yeah, same. I only played halfway through the OG one. Okay.
All right, so what you played in the new one, like that was new stuff for you too then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that game was crazy. It's very long.
Yeah.
Very, very long. Like I literally played the game. My entire vacation, I played the game. It took me like 90 hours.
Damn. Oh my word.
But to be fair, I did like
you did everything, right?
Yeah. So as far as the story stuff, like it's like really good for the most part. Like there's some stuff that's like here and there, like maybe a little sketchy, but story's not over. So it's like we need to wait till like the whole thing is out so we can like actually see like what they were like cooking.
2028,
like,
right?
2028.
5 more years.
Oh
5 more
my
years.
god.
So, there's like a lot of side stuff you could do. Like they have like this regional stuff. In the beginning, I was pretty into it, but they're like 7, I think, or 8 regions. I think it's like 7. And it's for the most part, it's like the same routine. Like you have to activate these towers. These towers will show you specific points on the map. There's certain like enemies that you have to find and fight throughout the region. You have to do these like new side missions they added. They're called like proto relics. Those were actually really cool because they had like their own little story and they had like their own unique mini games and all that stuff. So that was cool. They also had like these chocobo stops that you could find. So it was kind of like, other than the proto relic stories, it kind of got repetitive because it was like the same thing for like 7 regions. So it was like you go to a new region, like it's exciting, and then like they hit you with like 60 things you have to do, and you're like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So that did get a little bit boring. As far as like the combat and stuff, combat's really good. I think it's much better than the first game. Especially with the addition of like, I think it was
all the synergy attacks.
Yeah, the synergy attacks. You have new party members, so there's like new, they have like new play styles and all that stuff. All of the characters have like new abilities. All of them have new weapons as well. They didn't carry over any of the weapons from the first game, so that was really interesting. One thing that I was disappointed with was that in the first remake on hard mode, a decent amount of the bosses had like new like attacks or like new abilities and stuff like that. On this hard mode, they didn't have that, which I kind of thought I was like, oh, that kind of sucks.
So the hard mode difference is just like you can't use items in battle or something like that, right?
You,
Is
you
that how it
can't,
works?
yeah, you can't use items in battle. You also do not restore MP at benches or by
Oh.
resting. Yeah, you only restore MP by using like abilities like Soul Drain, or when the chapter resets, they will give you your MP back.
Damn, that's hard. That is
Yeah.
actually hard.
Yeah, no, that's the hardest thing about hard mode. Just like that, because it's ridiculous. Like sometimes like you'll walk into a boss fight and like you have like 6 MP, and you're
Yeah.
like what the hell? What do I do?
Yeah.
The cool thing though was in this one, they allowed you to retain all of your quest data, so you didn't have to redo any side quests.
Oh, thank God.
You had all of your all the regional stuff's unlocked. You have all your fast travel points unlocked as well. Like once you get to a certain area in the chapter,
So it's just story.
yeah, you basically just do the story.
Okay.
The level caps increase to 70, which
Oh, okay.
it isn't hard to get because there's an EXP boost. There are hard mode mini games, which those are cancerous. There's also hard mode Chadley missions, which those are beyond ridiculous. Those I didn't even do.
Yeah, so dude, even like some of those normal Chadley missions are just straight bullshit, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. So for the main game, I completed all the Chadley missions, but there are you unlock like maybe 15 hard mode ones. Like I'm not even joking. Like I was gonna do it, and I just wanted to look it up before I did it. The last 4 of them, they're over an hour long each.
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're like 10 rounds.
Oh,
Obviously, if you die in between, you got to redo the whole thing. So I was like,
hell
I was like,
no.
you know what? I was like, you know what? I'm not even putting myself through it. So unfortunately, I didn't get the platinum. I'm only missing 2 trophies. One is to complete all the Chadley missions, and the other is to just like collect all the collectibles, but that includes clearing all the Chadley missions. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna take the L on that.
What's the whole that?
But yeah, I did everything in the game. I guess I really won't go into too much spoiler stuff, but how did you feel about the ending of the game, Todd?
Oh, yeah, the ending was interesting. Like I get what they're trying to do. But it's like super like Kingdom Heartsy in a way.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Where it's like pretty convoluted and it's not gonna make a lot of sense for now. Maybe once we get the last game, everything is gonna like piece together.
Okay,
Tropium.
well, I would like to put this in perspective for Poppy. So we gotta give a spoiler warning.
All right, spoiler warning. Spoiler warning.
So, in the original game, right, Poppy?
Yep.
One of the main characters in the game, her name is Aerith.
Yep.
She dies in the end of disc 1.
Yep.
Now, it was very heavily debated on whether she was going to live or die in the remake because
that's the one where like she gets stabbed by Sephiroth from the sky.
Yeah,
with
where
a sword in
he
the
drops
lake,
down.
and yeah.
Because even though it's a remake, like the story is different, like slightly different.
Right.
It's mostly the same, but different.
Yeah, so the big thing that they added to this remake, everybody just jokes around with them. They're called whispers, but everybody calls them plot ghosts.
Okay.
Because they come in at like very convenient times and start just doing weird shit.
You're like,
changing the story and moving characters around and stuff.
Yeah, we call it doing remake shit. They're doing shit.
Doing remake shit. Yeah.
So anyway, so throughout the second game, Cloud, I like when I was playing it, I kind of compared Cloud to like Anakin. He was like becoming like corrupt, like, and it was slowly happening throughout the game. And Sephiroth is a heavy influence into that. So anyway, you get to the scene where she basically dies, and in this one, he actually saves her. And yeah, so he saves her, but it's only like that for like a minute, and then like it like snaps back to reality, and you see him pull the sword out of her chest.
Okay.
So what they were going for, like, I liked how they did it, but I think they could have did it better because I think it was a little too confusing, especially for people that didn't understand what was going on. So what they did was they tried to show 2 timelines at the same time.
Yeah.
There was the actual timeline where she dies, but they were trying to show it from Cloud's perspective, where Cloud's mind is so fucked up that he actually thought he saved her. Like he's actually envisioning like a conversation with her while she's dead on the floor, or dead in his hands.
Right.
So they kept flipping back and forth between those two things, and it just made it confusing. Like at first, I actually thought that he saved her. I was like, holy shit! Like they fucking
Yeah,
just
They
changed
changed
it.
the story. Yeah, okay.
And then like there was just some things that were weird about it. Like I didn't like that they didn't show him stab her. Like I feel like I was like I don't know. I don't know if they were just trying to be PG about it. Like I don't know if they were just trying to play.
But then again,
into...
didn't they showed Sephiroth stab song?
Yeah,
in
they
the
showed
temple?
that.
Yeah, like,
they
what the
showed
hell?
that. They showed like some other crazy stuff. They show Cloud literally like slaughtering soldiers.
Yeah. Oh, but no, you're not allowed to slash a woman.
No, not
Yeah,
let 'em
so
know.
they didn't show that, which I thought that was kind of lame because in the OG game, even though it looks like shit, you do see him like impale
Yeah, like
her.
big ass sword. Fucking
Yeah.
The actual last boss fight, they didn't. I think they changed parts of it. I think like they added like all that crazy weird stuff. But the
Mhm.
actual boss fight was really good. Like that shit was
Yeah,
crazy.
the final battle was insane. There was so
It's-
much going on.
Yeah, it's much better than the first game, his last boss. Something else they changed, and I know a lot of people are upset about it, is in the original game, she has a proper water burial where Cloud brings her into like this water bed that
Yeah,
they
they
near.
didn't do that.
Yeah, and he drops her in, and you basically watch her like sink to the bottom. In the remake, for whatever reason, they just kind of skipped to, I guess, after they dropped her in the water. But then again, like I don't know if that's something that they're gonna revisit in the third game. I don't know if maybe they just didn't add it because it was the end of the game, but I feel like that's fucking stupid because why wouldn't you just add it?
Yeah, it would have added like just extra. Like I don't understand.
Yeah,
Like
it's
there's no
like
reason not to have it.
like my problem with it was like I like the way they did it, but I feel like because of all the crazy weird shit going on, I
Hmm.
feel like it didn't have the impact that it was supposed to have, especially for someone who doesn't know the story.
Mhm.
Like for like a
Yeah.
first time viewer, it's like I felt like she just died, and I was like
Okay.
like okay,
Okay.
like
damn.
I was upset, but like I wanted to feel like crying, but like they didn't get that out of me. But another weird thing is like I said, they kept like flipping back and forth between these timelines. So like there's times like you see Cloud talking, which in the OG game you see he has like a whole dialogue that he was supposed to say. I think that's what he was actually doing in that part, but they didn't show it.
Yeah.
So I do think, or at least I hope, they do touch upon some of these things. Maybe they'll show it in the next game. I hope, but it's just a waiting game. We have to wait like another 3 to 4 years for the next game to come out to finish the story.
It's a crazy good game though. Like
Yeah, it's amazing.
The combat is great. Like some of the traversal and like the repetitive stuff that you do every time you get to a new region, that definitely starts to weigh you down once you get to like once you've done with like 2 or 3 regions and you reach the next one, it's like, oh, okay,
Let me do
I
it
gotta go
again.
explore and do all these things again.
Yeah.
Like it is cool to go exploring, but having these like set things that you have to do, it's like
But
just
it's like
feels kind of
forced
annoying.
exploration, right? Like it's like you have to go. It's not like you're
Well,
like liaising
it's the
your
thing,
way through.
You don't have to if you don't
Right,
want to,
right,
but
right.
like it just feels like, oh, I should go and explore this whole region and see what's out there, and
Yeah.
then sometimes like you complete the story for a certain region, and then right as you're about to move on to the next region, they're like, oh, by the way, here's a shitload of side quests that you gotta do.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, so that was kind of annoying.
To
And like
be fair-
you do get stuff for doing it, and like you improve your relationships with all the
Yeah,
characters, and that's
yeah.
like an aspect that they've added into this game, and that's kind of cool, and it does have some impact on some certain missions later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, to be fair, I would say like a majority of the side quests in this game were actually really good though. Like there were some that were really bad, like that one with the chicken, and you gotta like fucking
Oh, but you gotta drag the can along.
you gotta drag the can. That mission is awful. Like I don't know.
The last one where you have to go out and get the chicken, and I'm like,
Yeah,
no, there's no way I have to bring this whole thing back, right?
Dude, I was stressed. Like oh my god, I was so happy that they didn't make you do that. But yeah, there's some missions that are garbage tier. Like there's like at least like 4 or 5 of them. But overall, yeah, it was good. Like there were some parts in the story that I feel like were kind of like stupid, like where they would like split up the teams for no reason, but
Yeah.
the reason that they
Right.
did it probably is just to extend the gameplay segment for that area, because if they did
Right.
it, it'd be too short.
Yeah,
Like
it's
for
like like you're split up. It's like, oh, try out these new characters that you just got or whatever.
I don't want
this-
it.
Yeah,
I don't want
like-
it.
like for example, like one of the main areas in the game is called, I think it's Gungaga, and one of the main characters, Yuffie, her whole thing is she's into materia, and she wants to find like the biggest materia, and there's like a certain creature that is in that area that they're aware of, and it's like making a noise, and they know exactly where it's coming from, so you would think she's gonna be the first person going to that, but for that particular part, they're like, nah, sit back, we got this.
Yeah.
I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
dude, that was kind of weird because okay, so it's gonna be like Cloud, Red, and Barrett. You go to the reactor, you go check it out, and then like half the team stays behind, and then all of a sudden there's like big rumblings because you're having a big fight at this reactor, and then Tifa and everyone's like, oh, maybe we should go and join up with them, and then you got to follow the exact same path to get back to where the reactor is to meet up with the rest
yeah,
of the
they
squad.
just changed some things.
Yeah, they
along
just
the way.
changed it. Yeah, there's like,
Oh.
oh, you can use this to get there a bit faster, but you got to
Yeah, I
go
was
down
like-
that same route.
Yeah, so I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Just
they,
go together. Like,
They just honestly, they just did that because without that area would have been super short. Because after that, it's literally over. You're going to the next place already.
that's a fair point.
Um,
Yeah.
So that's why I think that they did that. But yeah, overall, it is.
Oh, and
It-
you got about the proto. Some of the proto relic missions were kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, I talked about that a little bit. Yeah, that was what I was saying earlier. Yeah, the proto relic stuff was my favorite stuff because it's all unique stuff. They're all interesting.
Yeah.
It had its own new storyline. It had a whole new character, a whole new summoning, an extra boss. That
They
was
basically,
crazy.
it's crazy. Some of the mini games in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth can legit be their own standalone games.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's wild. Like one of the proto relic missions, you got to play this one called Fort Condor, and it's basically
Fort Condor.
like Clash Royale,
Oh yeah.
where
Okay.
you have like the 3 lanes,
The 3
and then you like
lanes, yeah,
summon
yeah, yeah.
dudes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like tower defense. It's basically that as a mini
Interesting.
game.
Yeah.
Then there's other ones where like it's like tower defense stuff, like lots of tower defense related stuff. And then the freaking dude, Queen's Blood goes off.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. So they actually created like a whole card game. It's not like similar to Gwent, but it's
I was
like
gonna say.
Gwent
I was gonna
with
say,
the
is it like a
trade.
Gwent thing? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Queen's Blood. I actually think it's really fun. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some cheesy stuff you could do,
Yeah.
definitely. But Todd, I don't know if you did did you get the max rank in it?
Yeah.
Okay, so the last mission in that where you fight the final person, that mission's ridiculous. But you have to play, if you play hard mode, you have to play the hardest missions in the Golden Saucer, like where they had those like missions you could play.
Oh,
Dude, oh my god, dude. Dude, they're ridiculous. Like you have to win like 5 rounds, like with the same totaling points. Oh, dude, it's crazy.
what?
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
God.
crazy. I did them earlier this week. Yeah, they were wow.
Not fun.
Wow, they were
Jesus.
crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
ho- how would you guys? Okay, so a question that I have: do you think the way that they've approached like the Final Fantasy VII remakes is better? How they've done it as opposed to like a faithful remake, like a like for like remake, or do you think it's better in this particular way where it's like it's a remake but they've split it up and they've added like more modernized features to it?
Well, wait, when you say like a faithful remake, you mean like if they just dropped one game? Is that what you're saying?
Like basically,
Or
it's
if they
like
do-
a
yeah.
like not like a 1-to-1 exactly, but it's just like it follows. Like okay, an example is a shit example, but take it with a grain of salt, I suppose. Is like when they remade Diamond and Pearl, where it was like it was pretty much just like they basically just remade the game, but for like
It was just the graphics were better.
exactly,
basically.
pretty much, like a Shadow of the Colossus by Blue Point or whatever, Blue Hole, whatever it is, where it's like
Yeah, Blue Point.
yeah, where it's like a complete
Yeah, okay.
it's a remake, but like modernized graphics or modernized systems,
right.
that kind of stuff.
So I feel like that's a complicated question to answer right now because, like I said, I need to see what it is that they're cooking for the third part.
Sure, yeah,
Because it can go really bad, or it can go really good.
yeah.
So
when
I
you
mean,
say really bad, what do you mean by really bad? Like
because
what could happen?
because like we said earlier, like with the plot goes, like we need to see like what is the significance of them, because what like the shit that they do, it's like it's completely different from the original
Right.
game. Like it when they start doing shit, like now everybody's in uncharted territory. Like nobody knows what
Like
the fuck's
literally
going on.
anything can happen. Like
Oh,
because you got all
shit.
these.
Okay.
So basically, what they've done is like the original game is like its own timeline, and what the remake is doing, the remake is running on a separate timeline, but like running parallel alongside the original game,
Right.
and they're basically using the plot ghosts to like transfer things between like the old timeline, the new timeline, other timelines, and things are getting a little wonky.
Sure.
So the thing is, like, so many different things can happen, and like, not everyone is safe, but also like anything can happen at the same time.
Yep,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
but I will
So-
say that I think that this is a really good set of games. Like, like despite the story, the gameplay is really fun, and even though it's not a one for one in terms of what the story is, it follows a majority of what the story is. But the game is actually really fun to play. The story is engaging.
Yep.
And there's just so much content that they pack into these games.
Yeah. So yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. So for the most part, it's basically a one for one. Mostly, like they did change some stuff here and there, but like if we're on like a scale of like 1 to 10, like it's about like 8.5 or 9, like out of 10, the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely like how they doing it. Like Todd said, like there's so much to do. In my opinion, it like in remakes in general,
Mhm.
this is probably the best remake I've ever played, like of
Right.
any game.
Okay. Yep.
I don't like you could say like maybe like the Resident Evil games or
Yeah.
you know something, but
Yeah, RE2 kind of pops off.
yeah, RE2 kind of pops up, but like as a whole remake, like I would take this. That this is
And
my
another thing
favorite.
as well is the characters are so good too.
Yeah,
like-
that's another big thing compared to the original, because in the original
Yeah.
there's no voice acting.
Yeah. For
So
sure.
all the characters come alive. in
Yeah,
this
they
one.
feel so real.
Mhm.
Yeah, the voice acting's really good. The actual cinematic cutscenes are insane. Like those
Oh,
are
when
like
you get to those CG cutscenes,
Yeah.
holy.
those are like when you pop on like Diablo, like and they pop on like those crazy cutscenes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay. Well, then, do you think that like do you prefer the fact that it's been split up into like what it's meant to be like what 3 games in total?
Yeah, so I personally do, because I feel like if they would have did this all in one game, I feel like it wouldn't have been good, to be honest. Like
No, I agree.
there's too much. Like there's no way
Hmm.
they would have done it. Dude, you know how big that game would have been? That game would have been like 600 gigabytes.
Because it's crazy, because the whole first game is just in like the main city of Midgar, and I think that component of the original game is like 2 hours or 3 hours. Like it's a really like small component or something.
Yeah. So basically, Poppy, the original game consists of 3 discs.
Yep.
The like he said, the first game, the Midgar section is about like 5 or 6 hours, but the crazy thing that they did was they extended so much stuff. Like they made it into like a whole world, like a whole.
I can't even remember how long
yeah.
it took me to beat the first game. I think it was in the range of at least 30 hours or something.
Yeah, around like 20 to 30 hours is how long it takes to beat the original.
Interesting.
But yeah, they like expanded on characters that had like no relevance. They just gave them full things. It was a really amazing thing. The game that just came out is basically the other 75% of the first disc, and I believe they also touched on some things that are in the second disc. They pushed some things that were supposed to be on the first disc to the second disc. But yeah, as far as the other two, the second disc basically has all its stuff, and then from what I heard, the third disc is basically just the ending of the game. So this next game, they said that this is the last one. So this next one has to have the majority of the second disc and the third disc.
Does that mean it's going to be bigger than the current, or like longer in terms of content than like Rebirth?
I would hope, because like when they originally announced it, like I don't know if this is still a thing, but they said that the third game is going to be the shortest. So
okay.
I'm just like,
yeah, I don't see how they make it the third game longer than this current one. I feel like this game was insanely long. I don't know.
I
how they make
agree.
it.
I agree, but then I'm just like, yeah, but how are they going to cover the whole second disc and the ending of the game and it not be longer
Yeah.
or at least equal time without them fucking it up or just cutting shit out that's
But
not
yeah,
supposed to be cut out.
that's another thing that I just kind of recognized about Final Fantasy VII is that like you have the original game, but there's like lots of sub games that are for Final Fantasy VII as well, and you've got like the movie or whatever, like the CG movie that came out for it,
Advent Children.
Advent Children, yeah, and there's like there's like heaps of like sub games for Final Fantasy VII that kind of expand on the world of Final Fantasy VII.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
all of these sub games and that movie all tie into this remake as well. So if you're like an ultra fan of Final Fantasy VII, like these games are just amazing for you, honestly.
Yep, it's great. Great.
Okay, last question before unless there's anything else. Out of 10, I mean, I think since you both have finished it, like if you had to quantify a score for it, what would be your score?
I'd give it a 9 personally.
What limits it from getting to obviously not everything can be a 10 out of 10, but like what in your mind limits it to getting to a 10 out of 10 or whatever?
Just some of the repetitiveness aspects of the game were kind of harsh, and one of the regions in particular, Gongaga, which is like kind of like a jungle rainforest kind of area.
The terrain.
Yeah, navigating that was so like literally there was a point where I was like playing like my whole session. I started in Gongaga, I played for like 7 hours, and I got so frustrated about where I needed to go. I literally shut the game off and turned it off. It was the only point when I was playing that I got like so mad. I'm like, yeah, I'm not touching this for the rest of the day.
That's fair.
Yeah, that was really bad. I think that could have been developed a little bit better. And the repetitiveness kind of got to me towards the end, but the story, the graphics, the CG, the combat is really, really good. So I give it a 9 because it's a good game. I don't know if I'd ever play it again though. Like maybe if I was in the mood to go from like the first game into the second game into the third game, all back to back to back, that'd be kind of interesting once it's all said and done. But considering the length of the game,
do a subathon.
Right? Considering the length of the game, I don't think I'd play it again. But I do concede that it was a really well developed game.
Yeah, right. Right, you Flame.
So I would probably give it. I'd probably give it a 9.5. Similar to him, like the repetitiveness, things of that nature got a little bit irritating. Some of the stuff on hard was just a little cancerous. And then I like the ending. It's just like I wanted it to be something that I didn't get. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
So 9.5. I loved it though.
Okay.
Like one of my favorite games.
There we go.
Definitely.
Perfect. Good stuff. So I mean, if this podcast continues for another 4 years, we'll be back for the conversation of the
conclusion. The conclusion
of the Final Fantasy.
It's actually funny because when the first Final Fantasy remake game came out, that was like during COVID, where I got the game a week early, and people got mad at me for streaming it. Do you remember that?
I remember that. Dude, there were a hell of people in the chat saying "fuck you," like you're doing.
I was
this.
I was on 4chan as well. People were so mad at me, dude. It was bad, but
like,
it was hilarious.
It was like, oh, you're doing a disservice to the company by playing the game. Like, bro, I paid for this product. I'm doing it the fuck I want.
Didn't you get like banned or suspended?
It was like a 3-day, like a couple day ban on Twitch. Oh, it was so
Twitch
funny.
got me.
That was
it was crazy though, because I just heard on Twitter like, oh, if you're in Australia, Final Fantasy VII is available to buy like right now. I literally called up my game store. I was like, hey, have you got Final Fantasy VII in? He's like, yeah, we got it. You can come pick it up right now. And I flew down, picked up the game, came home, started streaming.
I remember being at a stream. It was like me and Kobe were just in there fighting demons off. And then I remember I went to work and Kobe was just like at war, just like laughing at all these clowns in the chat. I wonder how many people reported you. There was like one girl. I don't know. Remember her account.
Oh, that chick. Yeah, she was so mad on Twitter.
That chick was so heated on Twitter. And then I remember Cop and I were just fucking replying like, yeah, hold that or some shit to everyone. I think he got like blocked by her. I did. That was so a funny ass moment for sure. Oh, that was so good, dude. Oh. It was worth
Good
the
times.
ban. It was worth the ban for the story, you know? Absolutely. All right. Well, from one thing to the next, chat to me about the One Piece card game. As our monthly segment seems to roll on. What's been happening in the One Piece card game world, Broseph?
Oh man, it's crazy. So OPO6 is out, and it's shaking things up in the meta a little bit. So, late in January, we had the national championship here in the United States, and the deck that won was Eneru. And Sakazuki is widely considered to be the best deck of the format at this point. The final match was against NL and Sakazuki.
Yep.
NL actually took it. And then we had the World Championships. And during the World Championships, they actually announced a new ban list. So that
Ooh.
was big. So they
Okay.
ended up saying that Sakazuki leader is going to be banned. So you're not allowed to play it.
Whoa.
That was big.
That's huge,
that was
huh?
Right? But they also banned a really good yellow event card. It was just really degenerate and kind of gross. And then they also banned a black event card, which
Okay.
Sakazuki was kind of abusing.
Yep.
And then also a new deck coming in OPO6, Gecko Moria, was
Yep.
also kind of abusing as well. But they actually said that this new ban list is coming out April 1st in
Yep.
Japan.
Okay.
The ban list doesn't go into effect until like June 21st in the other countries. So
Okay,
we
yeah.
have all of these characters and events and stuff for quite a while. And yeah, so with the release of OPO6, it introduces a lot of new decks, a lot of new strategies. The main new deck to come out is Gecko Moria and Perona leaders using Thriller Bark packages. Also, some other leaders came out, like Yamato as a leader is really
Okay,
strong.
Yep.
There was also Reiju, who's interesting, new Reiju leader. And then they brought out the shitty Hody Jones leader and he's garbage and this new film Uta. Yeah, but it's really cool. Chris and I opened up quite a few boxes.
Yeah.
We went to some pre-releases, got some decent pulls, and yeah, Carissa doesn't really know what she's building at the moment, so she's got like a bajillion different decks that she's trying out.
So
And with the new addition of these cards, Eneru, who was really prevalent in the previous meta, he kind of dies off a little bit.
Right,
And the
okay.
other yellow deck that he was kind of competing with was Katakuri.
Yep.
And Katakuri now becomes like the new premier yellow deck now with a lot of these new support cards.
is that what you're gonna be running? I'm assuming.
I do have my Katakuri deck and I am using it, but I actually ended up pivoting over to Gecko Moria to give
Oh,
him a
shit.
shot. And Gecko Moria is hella nice. with
Okay.
it. He's very good. So the best current decks right now, Sakazuki doesn't get any worse. He's still amazing.
Yep.
And then Gecko Moria debuts, widely considered to be the second best deck of the format. And then you've got Katakuri, who debuted all the way back with the third set.
Yep.
Slowly, with every single set, they release a couple yellow cards that make it stronger and stronger. And we're at a point now where it is really strong, probably the third, maybe even the second best deck of the format. The only real issue with Katakuri is that he really sucks against super aggressive decks. And this meta is not really about super aggressive decks. So Katakuri gets a bit of a time to shine, which is good.
All right. Interesting.
So that's the meta breakdown right now.
That's the meta breakdown of the month. So as the no idea what TCG is, when we're talking about like bans, how long does the ban last? Is it like a permanent thing? Does it roll over from like release to release? You're saying that like they had the ban in the Japanese version as well. If I recall, last time they didn't have one in the Japanese version or something like that, or
Yeah, so it's a bit interesting. We do have separate ban lists for the Japan version and the English version, and cards are put on and taken off the ban list basically whenever Bandai feel
at the
like
whim
it.
of Bandai, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's usually never like an end date.
Sure.
They did do it in with a ban that came late last year where they banned a bunch of the red
I
cards and
recall
the
that
white
one.
bid cards.
Yeah, I recall that one. Yeah.
Yeah, so they like Whitebeard was just above and beyond the best deck at that time, and they're just like, we're just gonna ban Whitebeard leader and a bunch of his really good cards because it's super oppressive, and it was basically if you're not playing Whitebeard, then you kind of suck.
Right.
So
yeah.
they banned it, but then they banned it a month before the fifth set dropped. And then they're like, because there was a bunch of backlash online. People were so mad about these bans, like, oh, how dare you ban all these cards? Because they hit all these cards for Whitebeard, who's red, but then it made all these other decks that weren't Whitebeard that were, somehow still red. they got hit by this ban list just because
like,
they're the same color as
some collateral
Whitebeard.
damage. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Right. So you had like Zoro leader who was very good still. He got nerfed, but then you
Yep.
had like Ace leader and all these other decks, and they were like people were so mad about it. And then ban was like, oh, by the way, this ban is only for 1 month until the 5th set comes out. Then you can play whatever you want.
That's a bit
So
weird.
that was kind of weird.
That's a
yeah.
bit weird.
Everyone's like, what the hell?
What's
Why'd
the
you
point
even
of this?
ban him in the first
Yeah,
place?
there's no point in doing that at all. Or at least like
Yeah.
it's a bit of a peculiar thing to do there.
But then they released the 5th set, and then Akainu came out, and then everything changed.
So you're also saying like there's separating bands between JP and global. What happens when they get to like, for example, they had like what the world? There was like the world, basically the World Cup, World Tournament was a couple months ago. What happens in that situation? Whose ban list do they go off? Because if it's everyone that's playing,
yeah, the World Championship was the first week of March, and what happened is that by that point, the Japan regions or the Japanese card playing regions had the 6th set, and I think even the 7th set was basically about to drop. But what they did is they said that for World Championships, everyone has to play in the OPO 5 meta, like the 5th set meta. So the Japanese players basically had to go back and play the old meta, not with the new cards with the 6th set.
Okay,
yeah, so that's how they did it. I did see though that the Digimon card game is, I think they announced that they're actually planning to sync up worldwide releases. So if that's any precedent for potentially the One Piece card game in the future, that'd be pretty neat if they end up doing that.
It definitely does feel like though that they use Digimon as kind of like their play testing, like in terms
like
of
their testing ground, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like how they release stuff. Because
how like Japan OPTC was like the test server, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. exactly right. To be honest with you, but like I guess because like you were mentioning as well, like the other week, like they have like the online client for like for Digimon, was it? And then they made one recently for the Dragon Ball card game as well.
So Dragon Ball have one. I think they've announced that they're planning, or they're in the process of making Digimon's one, I think.
Okay. So Dragon Ball was
could
the
be
first
wrong.
one. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But
and then talk to me about OPO8.
Recently
announced.
Yeah, so OPO 7 has been out for a little bit in Japan, and they've now started giving us teasers for new cards that are coming out in the 8th set. The 8th set, I think, is coming out in September in the English release region, so that's going to be quite a while from now.
Yep.
But it's actually kind of interesting because we already kind of know like some of the cards that were coming. So usually when the sets go up for pre-order on distributor websites, they have like a little like blurb about like the set and some cards that are going to be featured in it. And then in that distributor notice, they mentioned that there's going to be a new Chopper leader who's going to be red and black. And then they actually officially revealed the Chopper the other day, and he ended up being red and green. So this is the first time that the actual card was different from what the distributor mentioned. So a lot of people were kind of perplexed about that. The Chopper leader is going to be trash, so don't worry. He's bad. They released a Carrot leader is coming, so shout out to Joba.
Shout out Jobskis, he's back.
Carrot looks also kind of mid, honestly, so it's a little disappointing. But then they released this marker leader.
I was going to say, like, this is the one that you guys, I know you and Venge are like, oh my god, this shit's cracked as hell.
So Akainu is getting banned, at least June 21st, he's getting banned April 1st in Japan. And the reason why he's getting banned is because he basically gets like 2 OP leader effects for no cost. And this marker kind of does the same thing, where he gets like a card draw effect, and like you can filter, so you can draw a card and you can put it at the top or the bottom of your deck. And then if you do that, then you can also give one of your opponents like minus 2,000 power, I think. So that's really strong, getting to not only just see what the top card is, because there's cards in red and blue that can synergize with knowing what your next card is.
Right.
Like there's a secret rare that comes out in OPO 6 that is out right now, and when you play the Sanji, he's like 9,000 power, very very strong card. He says look at the top card of your deck, and if it's a 9 cost or less, you can play it onto the field straight away.
Jesus, okay.
So if you use Marker's effect, you can look at the top card, and there's like a 9 cost Whitebeard that says when he hits the field, your leader gets 2,000 power until the start of your next turn. So that's really strong. So there's good synergies already. Like even without the support in the set itself, Marker, if he released today in the English version, he'd be busted. He's insanely good. So knowing that he's going to get even more support in the set itself
Yep.
already sets him up for success. And then they release a new King Leader. So
Yep.
it's actually Alba without the mask, which is dope because we got a King Leader in the first set and he
Mhm.
was garbage. Everyone agreed. He was one of the worst leaders in the game.
Yep.
So now we get a new King and he's basically super buff version of the old version of King.
Oh,
He's really, really good. And he synergizes with Purple and Black. Purple and Black have really good synergies. Black's whole gimmick is reduce the cost of your opponent's cards and then KO based on your cost.
Yep.
And then Purple has really cool effects where you can like ramp your energy, so you can get energy faster than your opponent to play your big bodies down faster.
Mhm.
So there's really good synergies between those two colors, and man, it's that King looks really good. Marco looks good. So set 8 is looking like it's going to shift the meta quite a fair bit.
Which I think is at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like you want,
Oh yeah,
you,
for
you
sure.
want things always like shifted around and like, you know, get people playing like new stuff consistently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't wait to see what these alt art leaders look like.
Yeah, I know.
It's always
Yeah,
interesting to see those.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think the Marco and the Alba are gonna go
Like,
crazy.
that Alba card that I posted in there already looks
Yeah.
fucking gnarly. Like he
That's
looks
just
dope
the
as hell.
base one.
Exactly.
When you open a box, you get all of these like leaders guaranteed in the box, pretty much.
Mm.
But like, man, I can't wait to see these alt arts.
Like he already looks
so good.
baller as hell.
you know,
as is.
right? You know what would be sick if the carrot alt art was Sulong? That'd be crazy.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah, that'd be spicy.
I like that. And then Chopper.
Yeah,
That'd
her
be
whole,
sick.
her whole gimmick is based around having minks on the field.
Yeah.
So I can see them giving her a lot of new cards because the current minks are terrible. And so Chopper's effect is based around, so every character has like a subcategory, whether it be like Straw Hats or Animal Kingdom Pirates or whatever. So the subcategory that Chopper is focused on is the animal category. So there's like a bunch of like characters that are animals, like like the monkeys on Mihawk's Island, for example.
Yeah, that's funny as.
Like some of the Sea Kings and stuff. Yeah, so Chopper's based around
Animals,
characters
was that Drum Kingdom
and Drum Kingdom. Yeah,
and Straw Hats? That's hilarious.
yeah. So the current support for Animal is garbage, and we don't have really any Drum Kingdom cards. So we'll wait and see what the set holds.
Nah,
but
let's pull it with the
doesn't-
animals, bro. Pull it with the monkeys and shit. Have the
Bro,
animal
it's
deck.
time.
It's fucking time.
There is actually already a red Chopper card. It's like an animal Chopper card, and when he gets played, he plays another animal from your hand. So there could be some synergies. I don't know. Maybe, probably not though.
Probably
That's
not, but I mean, like people cook, man. That's like the one cool thing about like TCG is like if you have like enough people around you where you can like make these like really unique or interesting decks and then actually test them against like meta decks and stuff like that. I think like that's super dope.
Yeah, that's the cool thing too, is that like you have the Japan meta who's like obviously ahead, they get the cards first. But when we get the cards in the English version, we can already see what Japan's done. So a lot of new decks and new ideas sprout with the English
absolutely.
release, because we already see what Japan do and we can kind of take their ideas and develop them even more.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool to see what we're able to do with it. But we do know that there should be at least 2 more leaders revealed in this set. And we do know, I think it's not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that Pudding will be a leader.
All right, Flame. Flame is your moment.
Pretty sure there's going to be
Here
a
we
Pudding
go.
and it's going to be
Flames,
purple
see
and
you.
yellow.
See you,
no.
see you at the tournaments.
No.
See you at the tournaments. We'll see you there.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Hello.
It might be that time.
Let's
Might
see
be that
him.
time.
Hello, Flame. He's gonna play.
When's this box come out?
When does this box come out?
I think it's mid-September, yeah.
Oh man.
Alright, start saving your coin, big boy, because. Oh, that's
yeah,
so
I mean,
funny.
yeah. If I don't pull her, that's definitely a snipe on TCG. Definitely a snipe on TCG.
Oh,
Well, that's the
so-
thing, is like the current Big Mom Pirates related cards, they're all like yellow focused and they're all really good. And people, at least I think people are saying that the Pudding is going to be purple and yellow. So the older Big Mom Pirates are
Ooh.
still going to be usable with the new Pudding. And if that's the
Well-
case, Pudding is actually going to be pretty good.
Well, she might. How many leaders usually in the set? Like 6, right?
Typically it's 6. The first couple sets had 8, but typically it's 6.
So she might get revealed tonight because they've been revealing every night, right?
Yeah, she might get revealed in the next hour, actually.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Live reveal of Flame's going to commit the rest
So-
of his life to the TCG.
I'm hoping.
Here we go.
Actually, wait,
God.
sorry. No, it'll be news time. It's 2 hours from now. Sorry.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Okay. Damn. All right, there
Okay.
you go. He's, Flame might be there. We'll see him. Hopefully, we'll see him soon. He might be in the.
Yeah.
How have you been feeling, Flame, about TCG? I know you've been collecting a little bit. Like, what's been?
So yeah, I mentioned it at the end of last episode that I was going to be getting a box of the 6th set, which I did. I had to pay a little bit more than I should have, but we gotta do what we gotta do.
Yep.
And I got lucky. I got a box with 3 hits.
Nice.
Todd mentioned to me that normally you get like 1 or 2 hits in a box, but I got an alt art hit, and luckily for me, I didn't get Hody Jones. I got Perona.
That's
So
good.
that was really exciting. And this is the second time this happened to me. I got screwed, and I got the Zoro, but I didn't get the manga. I got the other version. So,
No, that's right.
So yeah, my 50-50 coin toss, I got fucked on that.
It's still good though. It's still real good.
I saw though, because of the recent hype with the Marco, that the Sanji actually became a more pricey card than the Zoro, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's mainly just the hype building around Marco. But the thing is when OPO7 drops, Zoro is played very heavily in Jewelry Bonnie decks that start coming out. So I mean,
he
he'll
might go up.
gain traction. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got both of those. I pulled some pretty sick SRs, and I got also an alternate art Green Bull, which isn't really worth anything, but I do like the card. I think it looks sick.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was pretty happy with my pulls, and I'm definitely gonna pick up a box of the 7th set whenever it drops.
Hell yeah.
Also,
yeah.
one other thing, I believe they announced over like the last week or two that apparently they're doing reprints. Like they announced the reprints of sets 5 through 8, and like they
Mhm.
showed like months of when they were doing it, but they didn't show it for the first 4 sets, which
Yeah,
people
it's
are a
kind of
little weird
weird.
about. Yeah, so I don't know if they just, when they said that they were announcing that they were going to be doing reprints, if this is what they meant, or like are they actually going to do the first couple of sets. But yeah, I saw that the prices of a lot of the other things started to go down once they announced that.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. It's really hard to get a lot of new players into the game because of how hard it is to actually get some of these fucking
Bro,
cards. It's
we
really
were in
bad.
Japan. We could not find cards in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, not even like the newer set. I think OPO7 was out at the time when we were there. Like,
Yeah.
you could not find any of
Yeah.
that. Like, you could find like the singles at like card shops and stuff. There was no product at all. We even went to like Bandai Cross stores, like actual like, the proper Bandai stores, nothing available.
Yeah.
Like only like deck boxes and play mats and like the starter deck like collections and that kind of stuff were available there, but nothing like product wise. We went to like various card shops and there was no booster packs, no boxes, like nothing. It was like they had nothing in Japan. I'm like, isn't that like a bit of an issue? Like that, like,
Yeah.
I get like it's cool because it shows that like the product is so widely loved and like people are buying it at a really rapid rate. But at the same time, it's like you're 100% right. Like hypothetically, if I was somebody trying to get into the game and I wanted to go buy like a box or some cards or whatever, it's like you literally can't find anything at the moment, which is a bit concerning to say the least. And especially like, being in Japan, it's like, damn, like really nothing here at all. So it was a bit concerning. So hopefully like reprints and stuff actually make product more accessible. But I mean, at the same time, it's going to do the thing where like, didn't like set 1 have like a reprint or like they remade the boxes or whatever? So like one of them is like a white bottom box and the other one's like a blue bottom box. Like one of them is more expensive because it's like the original base set or whatever it is. Like,
Yeah, people are making it. It's just it's stupid because it's like community driven. Like it's fake hype is what
Yeah,
it is
okay.
really. People trying to make it like, oh, it's the quote unquote first edition boxes, so they're worth more. When in realistic fashion, the cards inside are pretty much the same. There are some tweaks though, because some of the wording for some of the cards was slightly incorrect. So with the reprints, they actually did change some of the text on some of the cards,
Right.
so that it actually represented the text correctly.
Sure.
And I guess that's actually the only real thing that is changed. But there's no like signifier on a card, whether it's
Exactly,
a first edition card or not.
At least in
Yeah.
Pokemon, it had like when like OG Pokemon had like base set, like it had like the little icon of like first edition and like in
Right.
like, underneath the image of the mon and that kind of stuff, and like there were a lot of telling signs of like this is from this set, like etc etc. Whereas like yeah, I agree with you. Like it seems very community driven, but which I mean is fair enough. Like a card game. Being a fan of like a TCG is like one of two things. You either like want to play it a lot or you want to make money out of it. Actually, it's three things. Or you just want to collect it. You know what I mean? Like, and I think a lot of people lean towards more of the collecting / making money as opposed to physically going and playing it. But yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well, is that a lot of people that like don't even care about the One Piece card game, they just see that the prices for everything is just
Exactly
absurd. They're
right.
like, okay, I'm just gonna jump in and buy it cheap, sell it high,
Exactly, like it's very easy to just like if you can get your hands on a box, like odds are.
Man,
like,
I kick myself every fucking day. I could have bought like multiple cases of
Absolutely.
the first
Yeah.
set for like 1,000 each for a case, and they go for
like 10x.
I mean, one box, like it's like 12K or something for a case. So
fucked. That's fucked.
that's just crazy.
I mean, I told my friend, like one of my friends, Declan, he's heavily into it. I said to him, I was like, mate, like if you're gonna jump into this, like make some money out of it, like buy. And he was able to buy cases like very very easily as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, buy a lot, store them in your like garage, like make sure they're like waterproof and like just have product. And if it goes down, it goes down. Like so what? Like it is what it is, right? But like. And then you look at it now, it's like, yeah, you 12x what you've done, you flip them, like, now you're making fucking big money. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's hindsight, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, if we could all go back, we'd all buy Bitcoin, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's all hindsight, you can't really complain too much there. But, yeah, that's it. That's our monthly OP talk. All right. We're actually gone pretty well here. We're an hour in, which I'm very surprised. I thought we weren't going to have a lot to talk about today, but I think we'll go to the anime awards now.
Yes.
I've not seen anything in regards to the anime
well,
awards.
I mean, because they were shit. Like, if we're gonna.
Could you post a link so I can see them
Yes.
as well?
Let me grab the link real quick. Here you go. So these are all the awards. These are the anime awards by Crunchyroll, aka Megan Thee Stallion was the one that was announcing, like, I don't know, some shit as well, which is still gets me heated. Even though people are gonna be like, "Oh my god," but she dressed up as the guy from JoJo or whatever it is. All right, buddy, relax. And that deep, man. I think it was last off it we said that we're gonna like wait until all of the awards were announced before we would like discuss them and stuff like that. So like I'm gonna like skip all of these best VAs because like I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I don't really care. The ones that people really care about is the best Japanese VA was it Yuichi Nakamura, which I believe that's Gojo from JJK. And then the best English VA was Ryan Colt Levy, who is, I believe, what's his name? His name's not Denji. Is it Denji from Chainsaw Man? Is that the guy's
Denji.
name? Yeah, I believe he's Denji.
Wait,
from
hang on a
Chainsaw Man.
sec. People watch dub?
I know, crazy, right? Bro, they have the best French VA, Marcia Le Mignon. You wanna know that?
Oh yeah, shout out.
But it's
Yep.
exactly. All right, I'm gonna roll from basically. So on that link, I'm just gonna scroll up from the bottom and then go upwards from that way. So the best romance, it's Horimiya, The Missing Pieces. That's deserved. That's a deserved one. Horimiya, goated. The best fantasy was Demon Slayer. Flame, you wanna hop on that real quick?
I don't know about all that.
You wanna hop on that?
That's dumb as fuck. First of all, I don't care what anybody says. That's not a fantasy series. Fantasy series. If we actually look at the shows on the list, you have Mushoku Tensei. You got Ancient Magus, Hell's Paradise, Return. Like those are actual like fantasy series. Like Naughty Sekai is like general like fantasy series. Like Demon Slayer is like an action shonen.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
Yeah, I guess technically you can count all of these action shonens as fantasy, really.
Yeah, like
they're all fantasy. Yeah, like that's kind of dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it should have won that. That people just picked it because of Demon Slayer.
Yeah, oh my god, Demon's like, yes! The best drama, I don't know about this one. Attack on Titan final season, the final chapters, special one.
I mean, I guess.
Yes, I guess.
If we're counting Attack on Titan as a drama, then yeah, sure, it's better than probably all the other stuff on the list. Sure, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, sure. It can win something. Best comedy was Spy Family season 1 core 2.
That I don't agree with. I think Spy Family got super mid in the beginning of season 1. It's the same shit. Nothing really happens. It's like episodic.
Yeah, it's very.
It's the same thing. Like, ooh, Anya's cute. Oh my god. Yor and Lloyd, like, oh my god, they held hands.
Yor did something dumb. Yeah, no, like, let it cook. It's true.
No, you're kind of right though. It just feels like not a lot happens. Like it takes forever for the story to actually progress.
I end up started reading the manga just for the sake of it, and it literally they grab you know how they have they jump between this is Anya cheating on her exam, and it's mission 31 or whatever it's called, right?
Yeah.
That's literally they grab it out of the manga, they put it into the episode, and then if it doesn't fill the entire runtime, they grab another short story from the manga, then put it into the episode. It's
okay.
So the manga is very much split up in between. In this season 1 core 2, there's a moment of Desmond and his friends, they go on an adventure with one of the teachers. That's just raw, just mission 47 from the manga. It's just put in there. It's this has nothing. This doesn't progress the story at all, whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't care. Comedy wise, I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think honestly, I make fun of my friends for liking Mashal so much, but I think Mashal probably should have jumped in there in terms of a comedy. Ahead of Spy Family, but I mean, now we're just picking at straws, I suppose. The best action was JJK season 2.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I haven't actually watched all of season 2 yet. I need to get on that shit. But I mean, Chainsaw Man kind of popped off.
Chainsaw Man, bro. One Piece was a nominee.
It did, but you do have to watch the second half, Todd, because that's where it's all the crazy.
I've read the manga, so I know what happens. I need to watch it, man. I need to get on it. I need to catch up. It's so good.
Yeah, that one's tough because I mean, JJK obviously is insane. The recent season of Bleach was insane. One Piece, that was, I guess we're talking Gear 5 stuff.
Gear 5 shit, yeah.
Yeah, Demon Slayer, I guess maybe. Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man, yeah, sure, but I don't think it's as crazy of an action as One Piece, Bleach, and JJK.
Bro, One Piece should have won so many more awards. It's crazy.
I'm not calling Attack on Titan an action series.
No, I'm calling it AOT is a political drama. Let's be real ourselves.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
AOT is a political drama. That's all it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Must protect at all costs character went to Anya. I mean,
Anya.
Sure, I guess.
You have Pochita. Yeah. You have Miri Unasaki from, what is it, Buddy Daddies or some shit like that. It's a cop show. Hitori Bocchi. Yeah, Hitori Bocchi. Boji from Ranking of Kings. And I don't know who Suleta Mercury is. Oh, is it the red-haired girl or is it the white-haired girl from The Witch from Mercury? I don't even know.
I have no idea. I haven't watched that series.
Anya, fair enough. I mean, obviously it's gonna be Anya. It doesn't make much sense. But this is funny, even though I know it's true. Best supporting character went to Satoru Gojo, even though in reality, we all know the show's about him deep down.
Sure.
All right, so my hot take for that is I think it should have went to Oshinoko, but they have the wrong character. It should have been that's the mom from the first few episodes. That's the craziest supporting character on this
low key. I agree with, I think the AOT one is wrong. It should have been Levi, not Hanj.
Because this is stupid because they're only ranking the one episode where she died.
Yes, that's fine. That's not okay. It should have been Levi, who arguably Levi is the most critical supporting character in the entirety of AOT. Bar none.
Yes. And then Power, in my opinion, gets a lot more development after season 1. So this is
Yeah,
just
that's
this
not
is
a good
just
choice.
That should
yeah,
be
she didn't really
Makima,
do shit.
honestly. Low key, that should have been Makima over
Yeah,
Power.
Power didn't really do shit in season 1. To
I
be
think
honest.
I also think it's fucking bullshit that they have 2 characters for JJK. That should not be allowed. It should be 1 character or 1 show max. And you have to pick the best supporting character. That's not
Yeah.
okay. Like that doesn't seem fair. Like if you look
Rigging
at
the system.
if you look at hypothetically, if you want to compare this to the Oscars, every film has only 1 supporting character, even though it might be like a group of like 6 people. Like there's a 1 main character and then there's 1 main supporting character. Like you can't have Gojo and Geto as both of the supporting characters for JJK. It doesn't seem fair at all. But Gojo won. He's the lover boy. Now the only award that matters so far, best main character, my MC, Monkey D. Luffy, my goat,
Monkey D.
my
I
goat.
know, Matt. People are salty.
People are so pissed.
Oh, I bet.
But out of all the nominees, you have Luffy, you have Denji from Chainsaw Man, you have Bocchi from Bocchi the Rock, you have Mob from Mob Psycho, Eren Yeager, and then Thornfinn from Vinland Saga. Arguably, you could make an argument for the Vinland Saga one, but Eren didn't deserve it. Absolutely not. Bocchi, Bocchi was a phenomena for when Hitori Bocchi came out, but
I would have said Aaron if we weren't talking the last episode.
yeah, fact. It was like if it wasn't specifically this fucking Attack on Titan final season, the final chapter special one. If it wasn't that, I'd be talking Eren. Yeah, I agree. Best director went to Shota Goshozono, who's the director for JJK. Fair enough.
Sure, I guess.
What else did you have here? You had what is this? What is Heavenly Delusion? Okay, never seen that before. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, Lowski, like maybe AOT probably deserved this one.
I think if I remember, I think I voted for Attack on Titan because the actual last episode is insane.
Crazy.
Like that episode is crazy.
Story aside, like the cinematography in that that episode was
I gave to them.
nuts.
I remember. Yeah. So I picked Attack on Titan on this one.
I feel like the reason why JJK wins is because the animation goes fucking nuts. But then if I remember correctly though, they gave a lot of freedom to like to animators to do their own storyboarding. So like they got a lot more freedom in terms of how they directed their particular part of the episode. So it's like, I mean, surely Shoto was the one that was probably making the final calls as the director, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The best anime song went to Idol by Yaosobi for Oshinoko. Fair enough.
Okay, so yeah, that one I'm not mad about.
Kickback should have won though. Let's be real here. Kickback should have won.
So this is the crazy thing. So Kickback is goated, but I like Idol just as much as I like Kickback.
I think
they're both.
the thing about Kickback though is that like the actual opening, like the visuals of Kickback
make it a lot better, right? Yeah,
make it
fair.
so much
That's
better.
Fair. That's really fair.
Like the song itself is fine, but like the visuals make it so much better.
I actually really like the song. I think it's a really good song. But I guess that's just my music.
It's solid.
Your Asobi, she's goated though as an artist. Like,
yeah,
she's just incredible.
Yeah, that deserved to win. The JJK Part 1 opening, the hidden inventory opening, that's a good opening.
Yeah, that's a good.
It's just I just don't think it's as good as either of
that's
those
fair.
two. The Suzume OST, I guess, because it's a movie, it doesn't have an opening. That's also really good. I haven't seen
Radwimps. Yeah, Radwimps have made all the music for like I can't recall the director's name, but the guy that does like he did like Your Name, he did like all that kind of stuff. Like
that's like next level stuff.
Yeah, Radwimps have always done the music for all of his films, and they've always been really, really good. So, like, fair enough.
So yeah, I'm not mad about that one. Idol's Peak.
Best film went to Suzume, which is, I mean, fair enough. Kaguya should have won. Kaguya should have won.
I'm not gonna lie,
bruh, no shot.
What? No, you don't get it, though. You don't get Kaguya. You don't get it.
Suzume's in my bag. I have to watch it. But my God, was that Kaguya movie?
Go get Carissa. And she'll tell you. Go get Carissa. She'll tell you.
Chris and I went and saw this.
That's what I'm saying. And Carissa thinks it's goated. Carissa thinks it's goated. It's peak.
That shit's peak. I gave that shit a 10, dog. That shit's peak.
Low key, the first Slam Dunk movie should have had more.
I
of a shout
heard
as well.
nothing but good things about the first
Slam Dunk. I've been reading the manga for Slam Dunk. It is. I realize why people have loved this series for like 20, 30 years. Like, it is so fucking good. It's all the characters are so sick. Slam Dunk's dope as hell. I think the film should
Might have to give it a watch.
The best score went to AOT. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I voted for Oshinoko.
Some of the score, like in the older seasons of AOT, were kind of goated
diff.
for sure. Yeah.
Diff.
I can't really comment too much on this one. I wasn't really paying attention to the score.
Yeah.
I was paying attention to Mikasa kissing Eren anyway. The best opening and ending were both JJK.
Oh, surprise.
Okay, so ending, I voted for the Oshinoko one, and then again, I mean, best anime song. That's like the same shit, I guess. Kind
It
of.
is literally
This
the
is
same
right.
shit.
This one includes the visuals though.
Yeah, so I voted for Idol. I mean, like in general, like sure, the hidden inventory one is crazy, but the actual like if we're using that as well. The Oshinoko opening is insane too. Like the shit they're showing is crazy.
Kickback popped off too.
I thought I was gonna say
Yeah,
I still stand Kickback. I think that's busting this.
Yeah,
out.
it's Idol or Kickback. That's my
All
coin
right.
flip.
The only other award that matters, best continuing series, it's One Piece. Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
surprise there.
Yeah, I mean, all of these other series, they're like all seasonal shows.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't care. Like, this, you can't do best continuing series with JJK season 2. Like, I just don't. I don't agree with like.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Hey, Spy Family season 1 core 2 doesn't count. AOT final season, the final chapter special 1 is basically a movie. Like these aren't continuing series. Like you have to get long running series. But the unfortunate reality is that there are like the only thing you can compare this to is like Detective Conan. Like that's the only like continuing series that's came out weekly ever since. You know, like nothing comes out weekly anymore. Like very very infrequently. A lot of shows now just release like 24 or 12 episodes and then they're out for 6 months and they come back and
it is actually insane when you think about how good One Piece is, considering how often they make episodes for it. It's insane.
It is it like the fact that we got what we got with Wano is disgusting. Like
right, yeah, it's just nuts. I don't even know where to begin. Like how they'd even like manage this. And I get that they do like heaps of episodes in advance, like when they're
it's all planning shit ahead. Exactly.
It's just wild. I would not want to be working in Toei Animation.
Shout out Vincent, the GOAT. He put himself like I just think
Chancellor.
I just think like I think my favorite sequence is like the Zoro versus Alba.
That was good.
And just like watching that and being like, this episode's gonna be done in like 3 minutes. Like the fact that was like only a 24-minute episode and they did all of that and like how much time it would have taken to do that as well is like I could not fathom how talented you have to be to do that.
There was one of the Gear 5 Luffy versus Kaido episodes where it was basically like all fighting between Kaido and Luffy, where like Luffy was bouncing around on the lightning and shit. That episode popped off too. That was crazy.
And you, like always factoring in the idea like that episode is like 24 minutes long, like, and they did all they put all of that into like that short of a time span is like insane, right? And like they're on a crunch. It's like the next episode's due in 5 days. Like, you know, you haven't got time to perfect and you just like you got to be at the best for the whole time. So, I mean, if anything else had won best continuing series, like it would have been just wrong entirely. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Best slice of life went to Bocce, which I think is fair.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I think
gotta give it something.
I would have put Skip and Loafer. I mean, I'm a slice of life guy. I read Insomniacs after school, and I think the anime did it really dirty, but the actual manga is really, really good. Skip and Loafer is just like simple, happy fun. I think Skip and Loafer is really, really good. And then obviously Horimiya, which won best romance, probably should have won best slice of life as well.
Yeah,
but
I'm not trying to be salty, but yeah, I did vote for that.
I think it should have won best slice of life. Cool. Best art direction went to it went to Demon Slayer.
I guess.
Fine.
I
I
should-
guess you quotable carry. I guess.
it should-
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
go
I
crazy.
don't know. It just should have been. I think One Piece is better. I just think One Piece.
I mean,
One Piece clears it.
like, yeah, but One Piece it does it
One-
good on occasions.
Yeah, One Piece has a lot of shitty episodes.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, that's fair. That's fair. Best cinematography went to JJK.
Nah, that's cap. I'm
That
going
is-
for Attack on Titan.
That is cap. It's like, especially when you have like an hour 30 episode of AOT, which is like a film, like, and like JJK's cinematography was like really, really good for like the second half of season 2, right? Like where
Dude,
like they
the-
started
the
popping
one-
up.
Dude, the one shot in the AOT episode where Levi kicks the javelin to Aaron's mouth, like right before Mikasa jumps in.
Mm,
That's like
That's
that.
peak.
That scene's amazing.
That's
It's
peak.
peak. That's
know?
peak cinematography. Whoever did that, give that man a raise.
Low key, if we're gonna be sincere, I think Vinland Saga has a massive shout here as well. Vinland Saga is shot
I'm
very,
sure
very
it does.
well.
I have not entered that realm yet.
When you
it's
do,
gonna happen.
I'll enter it with you because I haven't seen it either.
Yeah.
I just see a lot of clips of it, and I'm like, "Damn, this shit looks
Yes.
beautiful." This shit looks beautiful.
Yeah, we gotta watch that at some point.
Best new series, Chainsaw Man. Fair enough. It probably was the most hyped
Yep.
manga to anime translation like of all time.
I think it's because like it had been in the works for fucking ages too,
Yeah,
right? And it took
absolutely.
forever for it to come out, so people were fiending for it.
and then everyone started crying when they started using CG, and it's like no shit.
I
Best,
think it was fine.
I think it worked. I think from what I mean, I still haven't watched it or read it, but like from what I've been told, like the next season is gonna be ridiculous.
The one okay, so after this, they announced the movie. It's the next arc.
Oh my God.
After the movie, it's gonna get crazy.
It's gonna pop.
In my
All right,
opinion.
there you go.
Yeah.
Best animation went to Demon Slayer.
I mean,
Sure.
their animation is really good.
Ufotable, ufotable carry.
It's consistently good. Yeah.
Ufotable carry. Mob Psycho was there as well. Should have deserved something. Mob
Yeah,
Psycho,
Mob goes
Mob
off.
Psycho deserved an award somewhere. Like it really did.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. Best character design went to JJK.
That I don't agree with. I would have given that to Oshinoko. I really like their character designs. To be honest, I'd even pick Demon Slayer. I think the demons and stuff, I feel like they were a lot more unique than the JJK characters.
Yeah,
they've done.
JJK. A lot of them were just wearing the same fucking outfit.
Also,
Yeah,
like, surely, like the award should go to the mangaka. Like,
Yeah,
GG,
yeah. Like, I
like-
don't understand. Like, what the fuck does this mean?
Like, surely the award goes. The award went to 2 of the staff members that did the character design for the anime, which is fair enough. They deserve it, obviously. But it's like, surely the award just goes to like the mangaka that wrote the characters, because surely like they get the final say in terms of what their coloring is like and all that kind of stuff. Like, it bit confusing, but I mean, fair enough, I suppose. Lowski, like, Oshinoko had a shout here as well, I think.
yeah, that's what I was saying. I think that one should have won.
Yeah.
All the characters are so vibrant. Like they all like pop. Like they're very easily distinguishable. I think they did a great job with them.
This award is just so fucking irrelevant, if I'm going to be honest with myself here. But best original anime went to Buddy Daddies by PA Works. It's like, I think original anime means like there is no source material. It's like,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's anime only.
didn't Mashal have no source material? Wasn't Mashal an anime original, or was it? Or maybe it's just a Netflix show. But like, surely
I
like
have
the
no
wi-
idea.
surely the Witch from
It's
Mercury
like
should have won here. Like, everyone loved that shit.
it's similar to like Devilman Crybaby. That was the anime original.
Yeah, but that was good.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, what about
That was a
Akiba?
strange
What
one.
about Akiba Maid War, dude? No. What about Birdie Wing Golf Girls Story Season 2, bro? Come on, Bandai Namco Pictures, dude. Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I never heard of like basically all of these.
I've heard of. The only reason I've heard of Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury is because of the 2 main characters were very, very popular. Like, you know, they were everywhere for a while. But I've
Yeah.
never heard of Buddy Daddies at all. But maybe it's worth checking out then if it's. I mean, it is PA Works. PA Works is kind of based, so fair enough. And
Yeah.
anime of the year, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2.
Surprise, surprise.
Ooh.
Um,
I mean, yeah. I mean,
exactly. It is. It's just like, yeah, okay, fair
I
enough.
think a lot of people said that Vinland Saga should have won.
I would agree. I think Vinland Saga. I find it very funny that, like, again, I'm a One Piece stan, but One Piece isn't on Anime of the Year, but it wins Best Continuing Series. And then
Yeah. Also,
that seems a bit odd to me.
Chainsaw Man aired in 2022. So
Yeah, see, don't get me started with that. Don't get me started with that.
That's a good point.
Did it roll over to 23?
Aired,
Did it roll over
no,
to 23?
the last episode came out in December of 22.
What the?
So I don't know why it's on here.
It's probably like the same way that we do like the OPTC awards, where it's like there's like a time. So like it starts from like December, like because like what this came out. When does this happen? Like this happened in like what, like March or something like that. So it probably includes or gets thought of things from like the previous like March until now or some shit. Like it's one of those like rollovers, like it still counts or something like that. I don't know. But then it's also said 2024 grand winners, which doesn't make much sense. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. What it is.
I don't know. JJK was cool and all, but like, yeah, maybe Vinland Saga. I think Vinland Saga had more of a shout there.
Yeah,
for sure.
probably.
All right, that's it. That's the anime awards. Well, we're so excited, dude.
Hey.
Woohoo, nice. All right, One Piece chapter. We're spoiling stuff, so if you guys don't want spoilers, get out of here. Look at the timestamps in the description if you're on the YouTube. If you're on Spotify, good luck. I don't do them there for you. All right, let's chat. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
Going
so
crazy.
So if I remember, the
Going
last
for now.
the last time that we spoke about anything was right when Dari and Bragi came, and that was the chapter where Van Auger and Katarina met up with Saturn and touched him. That was the last thing we talked about together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of shit has happened. We got Luffy just beating the shit out of Kizaru, and Saturn turned them into pizza, freaking flinging them all over the place. And then we have the big announcement. Finally, it's cooking. So we're finally gonna potentially see like what this crazy big event is that happened on the island. But then obviously the biggest thing that happened is all 5 Gorosei were summoned. We got to see their full name drops, full demon forms,
Yeah, what
they look like, everything.
Like, what
Yeah,
the
dude.
hell? And I think like the cool bit of trivia here as well is that this was the first full page spread with, and by that we mean like there's no interruptions in terms of like smaller boxes on the side and whatever it is. This is the full page. This is the first full page spread in 9 years.
Yeah, since the
Straw Hat Fleet.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous. Mind you, okay, I don't know if you guys saw this tweet, but who are the only Straw Hats that have received full page spreads?
No idea.
Sanji and Luffy are the only 2 Straw Hats that have received full page spreads.
Okay.
Wait, when did Sanji get one?
Sanji got one where he was kicking the crocodile, like the actual like alligator thing in Alabasta.
The banana gator?
Yeah, the banana gator. Yeah. When he was kicking that thing in the stomach. Yeah, I'll try to find the tweet later, but like, yeah, those are the only 2 characters. Only 2 Straw Hats, sorry. What a crazy full spread, by the way. Like, nuts.
Oh yeah, that was insane.
Nuts. And then like, mind you, like Saturn's in hybrid form. Like, which is crazy. So like, we haven't seen him in full form, I don't think yet.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We got like a big ass bird. We got like a boar. We got a spider. We got like ghost horse. We got a big ass worm. Like, it's fucked, bro.
Dude, the horse guy goes off. He's sick.
He's fucked. He's
his hybrid form is insane.
He's got a black blade as well.
Like, it's funny because I always had like this ideology of like, I felt like the Gorosei, because we hadn't seen them do anything, that they were like weaklings. But they're like the strongest dudes in the
series. They're literally
demons.
Or something. Literally demonic. Like literally, I mean, it hasn't been confirmed yet if these are devil fruits or not. but
I would say they're
Right.
not.
I would say they're not
Right.
as well. I agree.
Yeah, I was gonna say when they name drop them, they name drop their like the literal demon name. Like they
The
didn't say like
Gyuki,
Devil Fruit model
Yeah,
or anything like
the
that. So that's
Itsunade,
interesting.
the Hawkeye, the Bakotsu, and the Sandworm.
Like these guys are like kind of similar to the Demon King in film Red. Where
Yeah.
it's like
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
the Demon King isn't like actually a devil fruit. Like Uta's devil fruit, the Sing Sing fruit helps bring the demon into existence, but the demon
yeah,
itself is
okay.
like an actual being.
It's an actual being, right? Okay, but like
So this feels like something similar, but it's weird how these people can transform into it.
that's
Like,
what I was
the
going
hell
to
is-
bring up. Like the fact that they're able to seemingly transform into these demonic creatures. Also, shout out Sabo. Like, goddamn, bro.
Dude,
Like the fact that he got away alive.
Sabo stocks are up.
Out of there, like,
Yeah.
and now that we know what they fucking look like, and mind you, like, what does that make Im? Like, Im must be like the actual devil incarnate or some shit like that.
Dude,
like,
we talked
crazy.
about it we talked about it a long time ago. I'm betting on that theory. He is the Umibozo.
Yeah.
Betting on it
Yeah,
because all of these things that they showed, they're all like yokai. Like they're all those types of things. So I don't know. Like he has to be similar to them. It would be weird. Like imagine it was just like a regular person. Like that'd be weird as fuck.
Hmm.
So
Or like the other theory is like that the Gorosei are just like made from Emu.
yeah, similar to like the Vegapunks.
Right. Yeah.
right.
yeah,
right,
like,
okay, that makes sense.
Like they're like clones of him. That was what the theory was, similar to the Vegapunks.
interesting. That
Or
would that,
her.
that,
Possible.
that actually makes a lot of sense as well. I think
Yeah, I saw another thing where somebody was saying how because when they have the double page spread, like you could see like the black like Zoan thing behind them or whatever.
Yeah.
They were saying that maybe the Zoan devil fruits, not that they're similar to Zoan fruits, but Zoan fruits are like similar to them, like they're based off of them.
like
I
that's
was
how
like,
like
oh,
that's how
maybe.
like they like were created,
Right,
was
like
in the image of-
like yeah, like they were the devil fruit Zoans were based off of
like
them.
I think like
That's what the theory
surely
was.
like if these like surely like devil fruits were created from, I mean, like it sounds dumb, so don't get twisted, but like surely devil fruits were created from demons or like a pact made with the devil, or like because you know like the five elders have lived for fucking god knows how long at this point, right? I think maybe they made a deal with the devil or something like that, where it's like they like they can live forever, but maybe there's like a downside to them, because like right now, like as far as we're aware, Saturn literally can't be hurt or some shit. Like he doesn't take any
none
damage.
of them could.
They like regenerate.
Yeah, all of them are regenerating.
yeah.
That's like the bird guy is like trying to reach the top part of the lab, and it's got that barrier over it, and like as he's like trying to make his way through it, it's literally like destroying him, but he can just keep
He's
regenerating
just
it, so
flying
it doesn't
through-
matter.
He's flying through it anyway. Like
Yeah, it's fucked.
no,
Yeah,
horse
forgot,
guy's fucked, bro. Horse guy's fucked. He's so cool. He's so sick, dude.
He's badass,
He's
dude. He's got
boring
like
as
the
hell.
ice cold slash like Brook,
yeah.
like disabling his pacifistas, like it's nothing.
Yeah, I wonder what he's gonna do when he rolls back around, because I think he's on like the other side of the island
And
right
he's
now.
so fast. He's so
Yeah.
fast, dude. Like it's ridiculous.
And the
Yeah, that was
and
crazy.
the worm guy, that's kind of fitting, you know, considering Dune 2 coming out. Or he's out.
on a time that we're doing too.
I know. Good timing, man.
Yo, Dorian Bragi, they're kind of crazy.
Bro,
They're
Dorian
popping up.
Broggie is so
They're
strong,
strong.
dude.
They're insane.
Like I know I joked around that one episode where I said, yeah, they got fucked up by Mr. 3, but they pop it off.
Bro, they literally
They popped it.
sliced the worm dude's like head off, pretty much.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
bodied the boar too.
Yep,
Like,
So
dude.
and then you got Boy Lucci.
oh,
yeah,
Lucci
you
getting
got the,
worked.
Agenda piece with Zora.
No, dude, fucking Jinbei, most disrespectful guy. I know you said like sorry, but it's like bro saw Lucci like dying, and he was like, yeah, 5,000 brick fist, hold that, and then left. Just grab. That's such a funny little sequence there where Zoro's like wanting to keep going. He's like, come on, you've already won, dude. Sorry about this, Rob Lucci. Bop.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know why people were like shitting on Zoro because
Yeah,
like they just
fucking
well,
hell.
I,
I
I'm
hate
like,
the One
dude,
Piece
like,
community so much,
bro,
bro.
Lucci has like the craziest like Kaido scar right now. Like he got bodied.
Oh, but he didn't die. It's yeah, no one fucking dies, mate. Like-
Yeah, and they were saying like, oh,
I mean,
he fought Luffy and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I guess Zora's just trying to keep him busy so that he didn't,
Exactly,
run off and
interfere.
attack
Yeah,
anyone else. He was
exactly
just
right.
like, just trying to keep him busy, keep him at bay. And then when he's like, okay, no, we gotta go. All right, see ya.
And then look how many scars he's got. And then Zoro still didn't want to leave. And then Jinbei pulled up and was like, "What's up?"
It sucks, man, because Rob Lucci takes way too many L's, but he's such a cool character.
He's like,
Yeah.
bro, like that. Like, I'll post the panel for you guys. But like the panel where like Lucci's basically like on his knees, and then Zoro's like, "Oh shit, he's still standing." Like, and then you see Jinbei pulling, like, running up as well is so funny. Like, in the background.
Dude, he got so fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why Flame's right. Like, he got full on, like, Kaido's. Like, he got fucked up, dude. Zoro, he looks alright. Couple scars on his face from battle. Like, normal shit, you know what I mean? And then, like, you know, this big ass bird. Oh, fuck me. This is
Dude,
so
I don't
cool.
know how. I don't know how the other Straw Hats that are on in that part too. I don't know how they're getting out of there.
Especially with
Like-
old mate pulling up. Like,
Yeah.
They got the big robo coming through now.
Oh yeah.
oh
completely
shit, I
about
forgot
that.
the
Yeah.
robot.
Yeah. Yeah. The ancient giant woke up. Said, "Sorry, Joy Boy."
What is with this fucking giant, dude? This giant has been there for so long. Like, oh no, mind you, but even before that, when the boar yells, like how Luffy, like his scar comes off his chest somehow, which
Oh
makes,
yeah, that.
Yeah.
That panel was insane.
like, what does that even
was
mean?
crazy.
What's going on there? Like, he loses his
Dude,
eyes, his
then we got-
sandals, his scar.
Then we got the Mihawk allegations. We got the paint bucket.
Yeah,
that was,
paint bucket.
That was
Oh
crazy.
no, that was sick when he grabs the tree. Fucking Shohei Otani head ass fucking pulls up with the bink.
Yeah, that was awesome, bro. Where the fuck did the paint come from?
I don't know.
That was
man.
crazy.
These guys, you know that there's gonna be some fucking One Piece people that are just like, dude, One Piece is like, bro, Luffy's the worst MC, man. He's not taking it seriously. Like, it's so shit. It's, bro, that's the point. Oda literally said in 22, he was like, bro, I want to make Luffy a joke. I want to have it fun, man. I don't want this shit to be too serious, bro. Like, it ain't that deep. Also, mind
Yeah.
you, the 5-6 as well, like the Germa 56.
Yeah, it's Gomu, right?
Yeah, the Gomu,
Yeah.
like, but like the Germa 56 though, like kicking it back to that as well is so lit.
Hey, man, I think we that's coming up not too soon. I mean, not too far. 5-6 might be
Yeah.
in a chapter.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
I
crazy
mean,
chapter.
One Piece is on break for a couple weeks as well, which is really upsetting. You know,
Mhm.
so we got what, 2 more
You know,
weeks?
the most frustrating part is they do this whole thing with Vegapunk, like, oh, we gotta wait 10 minutes to
We're
reveal
gonna wait
shit.
3 weeks,
And then he goes, then he go wait 3 weeks. Like, come
We're
on,
gonna
bro.
wait 3 weeks now, bro. And I fucking hate Oda so much for like the last panel being like, forgive me, Joy Boy of the Iron Giant, and then he's like, see you later, guys. I'll see you guys in 3 weeks. Like, what the fuck? You
Dude.
can't do this, man. You
Dude,
can't.
can you imagine binge reading Egghead? Like with the whole thing that's
Oh
done?
my
man.
god, that would be so peak. You couldn't stop. You'd have
Yeah,
to.
that would be
you'd have to
insane.
keep going chapter to chapter to chapter. You like, it's so good. Egghead has actually been so good. Like, we discuss it every time we talk about Egghead, but like the fact that like everyone was under the assumption that Egghead was going to be this like seemingly smaller arc where like we meet Vegapunk and, you know, it's that interim before we go to Elbaf or whatever it is, right? And then like now we're in a position where the Gorosei have pulled up, the Giants are here for some reason, freaking CP0's there, like what's going on? You know, there's like Vegapunk's dead supposedly. I think it's confirmed that he's dead as well, which is really interesting.
It looks like it.
Yeah, we haven't seen him like in a while.
There's like one faint panel there where Sanji's carrying his body.
Yeah.
What seems to be I don't know if it's to the Giants ship, but like something like that where, bro, also shout out, bro, Kizaru. I feel bad for Kizaru, man. Kizaru I don't know what he's going through, bro, but he's given up. My wounds run deep. Just let me rest already. Like,
Yeah,
he's
he's had enough of
broken.
that shit.
He's a broken person
Yeah,
right now.
he's gotta go home.
He's gonna go home. He's gonna have a cry. Like, like what's gonna happen here? But dude, the Iron Giant though, like, what the fuck does that mean? Why does he know Joy Boy? What's his purpose? What's he doing? Why is he sorry? Like,
What's the dog doing?
Yeah, what that dog doing, man? He's got that dog in him too. Well, it seems like a lot of the Straw Hats. What is that? That's Usopp. I can see Usopp. I can see Brook. I can see Nami. Zoro, Jinbei, and Zoro are running to the the Sunny right now. They have the some of the vice admirals are in front of the Elbaf ship. Like, it's like it's gonna be a tough escape for the Straw Hats here. But I mean, I would assume the Iron Giant's gonna step in and do some crazy shit. You'd assume so, right? But I mean, who knows at this point what's gonna happen here? So, 2 more weeks and then we get another chapter. We just have to hold out for for that
Bro,
long.
I just can't. I can't. Hold
I actually
on,
can't
man.
though. Like, I need it now. I need more One Piece. But it's good. Like, I think like it was a pretty good message from Oda being like, a lot of my fans are like worried for my health after. I mean, I guess this is a good little transition into Toriyama, I suppose, to finish off the episode today. Like Oda being like, oh, I know a lot of people are concerned for my health and so, like, so I'm going to take a break. And obviously that's very akin to like Toriyama's passing. Like, I mean, I personally am not a fan of Dragon Ball at all, but I guess I'll pass the mantle off to you guys. Like, how I mean, I remember specifically for me, we were in Shinjuku Park, and I checked like Twitter, and it was like Toriyama's dead, and I was like, what? No shot, he's passed away. And then it was he had passed away, like, and I was like, that's what a crazy. And then on the news they had like on the news was all Toriyama, which was nuts over in Japan, which was a really crazy moment. But I don't know for you guys, like, how do you guys feel about that? And how did you feel about the news and stuff of that, of his passing?
I think if I remember, I think I saw like when I just woke up, I think it was like morning time for me. I felt like I'm not super into Dragon Ball, so like I wasn't like devastated.
Yeah.
But I did also have like a kind of like damn feeling,
Yeah, that's how I felt.
like, yeah, because I was like, Dragon Ball definitely did have a part of my life. Like, I do love Dragon Ball, even though it's not like one of my favorite series. So I definitely felt like I felt a little sad, but then like just seeing like everybody like come out and talk about it, like even people that like I never even saw talk about, like anime or stuff like that. I was like, damn. So like you definitely saw the impact that Dragon Ball at least had like on like the Western culture, I would say.
How did you feel?
Yeah.
I think
It was pretty brutal. I was just sitting at my computer and I just saw like a random tweet go out, like, and it was all in Japanese. I couldn't see it, but I saw like those the Toriyama like little caricature dude. I was like, huh, yeah, I've seen that before. And then I saw another tweet and it was in English and it says Akira Toriyama has passed away. I'm like, bro, there's just no way. There ain't no way. And it was just insane. I couldn't believe it, man. Yeah, I didn't really like. I used to watch a decent amount of Dragon Ball as a kid, and I know that when I was a kid, we used to play like the Budokai Tenkaichi games on PlayStation. Me and my friends, we used to love that shit. That was like all we played. And yeah, it's pretty sad. At the same time, like his work is immortalized,
absolutely,
pretty much, and he paved the way for so many other mangaka, in their careers as well. Like even Oda, and all of our some of our other favorite shows, like even Bleach, took a lot of inspiration as well. Like it's crazy. Like without Dragon Ball, a lot of other people's favorite series wouldn't even exist, honestly.
Absolutely. I think you are right. Like he's immortalized in the sense of, I mean, like I would argue he's the one that started everything. Like a lot of like what animation and how manga is done now is akin to what he created in the path that he paved forward, and I think that's a really, really, really impressive feat to be the guy, You know what I mean? Obviously, people were doing it at the same time as him, and so on, so on, so. But like, I think probably majority, if not all of the shows that we watch now have taken inspiration or exist because of Toriyama's work or people being a fan of him. So like, I mean, it's a crazy legacy to hold. Like, you gotta value somebody in that kind of capacity. So I think, like, at the end of the day, obviously his passing is very sad, but I mean, like, everything that he's produced, just not even just Dragon Ball alone, but like in terms of anime and manga, is a ridiculous feat. So I mean, hats off to him, and it's a very upsetting thing for a lot of us fans. But like, I mean, without him, we would not be in this podcast today. You know, right? Like, you know, crazily enough, all the stars would not have aligned for One Piece to even exist, which would have created Treasure Cruise, which wouldn't have allowed us to all be friends. Like, it's a weird, when you put it in that perspective, it's like, oh shit, okay, like, there is a lot to it there, you know? So, you know, hats off to him. All right. From there, from the episode into the shout outs. Woohoo, yay.
Hey, yo.
Going from one, I know that kind of was a little bit of a somber moment. We did say that we would touch on it at some point, and I think that we should. But, you know, if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you go down there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and Flame, what are they commenting today?
Scuba.
In the comments.
Scuba.
That's what Knight's doing in Tennessee, mate. You probably can't do that in Tennessee, to be honest with you. But, you know, make sure you go down there, comment Scuba if you made it this far. And if you've been enjoying today's episode, like we said, hit that sub button, would help us out a great deal. And hit the join button if you want to help us financially, support us financially, continue to allow us to keep doing what we love doing. Plenty of different tiers, different price points. Get the episodes early, you get the priority questions, all that kind of fun stuff, and have your name read out. And with that being said, I want to give a shout out to our GGP producer of Alexander Wisniewski, our perfect members of Bryan, Kisa, McDermott, our great members of MyDrunkenMoneky, Cswins, and our good members of Ryoiin, Stump D, Gacha, Red Halo, Dr. E Recshin, Wankafella, Mike Schallo, and Derry Jackson. Thank you very much to everyone who's continued to support us.
Appreciate it, lads.
It's always nice to have the support there to allow us to keep going. Like we said, almost 5 years of the podcast now, so kind of a crazy feat. But with that being said, from the shoutouts into everyone's actual favorite section, it is the Q&A.
The Q&A.
If you have any questions, make sure you send them through to us via our Twitter at GGP Podcast or our YouTube community tab. It's my fault we have only 3 questions this week because I put the tweet out very late and we are recording very early in the week. It is also my fault we're recording a lot earlier in the week. I'll be away this weekend. But with that being said, first question from @obsidian_steed_. They ask, what games have you all played that had a shit ending?
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Oh, come on, man.
There you go.
All right,
There you go.
done. Question's done. All right, cool. Sweet. Awesome. Next question. Next question. All right. Is anything else? Is any other games in recent
Games
time?
with a shit ending.
A shit ending? There definitely is one. I just gotta think.
I don't think I play enough. I don't think I play enough story games to even be able to answer this question. To be honest with you, so
Right. Honestly.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like the Spider-Man 2 ending.
okay. Do you elaborate?
Yeah, I kind of feel you on that one. Yeah, because
I mean, I'm happy for spoilers. We can spoil the warning of Spider-Man 2.
It's like they went in like this full like attack Peter mode, like make him the bad person, and like
Right.
he gives up being Spider-Man at the end. He gives the reins to Miles Morales, but then they tease the big villain for Spider-Man 3 is Green Goblin. So I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't want to see Miles versus Green Goblin. Like, it's got to be Peter versus Green Goblin.
yeah,
So,
100%.
Yeah,
like,
that's
I don't
true.
know.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Any other games you guys can think of? Or we content?
I know that like some Hideo Kojima games. I know. Have some
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
bad
that's
endings.
fair. That's fair. All right. Next question from @Stump.D. @Stump.D. Fuck Stump. Fuck that guy. Cereal or milk first? That's just a dumb question.
Cereal.
If
Bro, if you're a milk first kind of guy, I can't trust you.
If you're
Yeah,
a milk
that's
first kind of guy, I'm calling the police. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
some psychotic.
you need to be
mentality.
Yeah.
you need to be put in prison
It's
and
actually a
test
mental
it.
illness.
Like I think like you have like depression, anxiety, milk first. Like that's the big three mental illnesses that happen.
Oh, you know what's another good question? It's not. It's in the same kind of vein. It's like, are you a sock shoe kind of
What the
person, or are you a
fuck?
sock shoe?
What?
How could you? In what capacity are you a sock shoe?
Apparently that's a thing.
That's
No.
Apparently
insane.
that's a thing.
No,
No.
that can't.
That's
be
what
a
we're
thing.
saying. Like it's in
That
the
can't-
same vein,
that
right?
can't exist. Surely not. There's not some Donny out there going sock shoe. Like what the fuck?
Right.
I
Yeah.
can't believe that. No way. Yeah, but milk first, bruv. Like, come on, dog.
No, that's just dumb.
That's crazy, bro. What if you put too much milk and now you have too much milk for your cereal? Now your cereal's all
Well, that's
soggy
right.
and weird, and now you have like this like extra pool of milk. It's like, do you drink it? Do you dump it down the drain? Do you put another bowl of cereal, but now it's too many calories, too much sugar? Now what are you gonna do? Now you have to eat more cereal? Like, what's going on? Too hard of a predicament. Put your cereal first and then move on. All right. Last question, and then we'll be wrapping up today from Dingle Ding Dong. They ask, "Hey there, GGP crew. Hope you're all doing good so far. At Papi, thank you for sharing your Japan experiences with us. Have you visited an onsen? And if yes, do you like it more than Western Bath?" Yes, I do a lot. I think onsens are dope.
Oh, really?
I love the onsen. Did you not like the onsens? Did you guys try it when you guys went?
No, we never went.
Yeah, I think onsens is quite obviously there is that element of like getting over literally just being naked in front of people. Like that's kind of like a like once you get
But it's
over
like
that,
normal.
yeah, but it's normalized over there. Like so if you go to like a traditional one and it's like hella Japanese people, it's like whatever. If there's hella like foreigners, then it probably can get a bit awkward because everyone's gonna be like looking down and looking around. It's like I don't want people doing that to me, but like
Right.
once you kind of get over the mental hurdle of like, yeah, my schlong's out, so be it. Like then you can just enjoy it for like what it is. And I felt like really, you feel like really clean and your muscles like relax a lot in the onsens there. The Western bath is like, yeah, it is what it is. At Toski, how's the wedding preparation going?
Yeah, it's going pretty well. We're getting things done. We still have a couple things we need to iron out. Like we've got catering that we need to do. Like we know who we're getting for catering. We just need to figure out like exactly what we're getting and how much we need. And then we need to do some decoration stuff for the area where we're having like our reception and stuff. But yeah, most of the details are kind of ironed out. It's just like kind of final touches in a way, but you know, we've still got stuff to do. I got to get suits organized still.
Yep.
Some my dudes are coming over, like Dylan and Cobby are coming over.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, sick.
Yeah, so they'll be coming over, so I got to get organized suits for them as well.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah, there's still some things that need to get done, but it's well on its way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, when we get like photos and stuff, they'll be posted online, so
Yeah,
everyone
for
will
sure.
be able to see them.
They'll
So
look really, really good for sure. Absolutely.
yeah.
Now let's have a real question. Have the real question get started regarding the game. Do you think newly released characters are too text heavy and therefore hard to understand? My first impression of New Year's Yamato, FE was this character is just a text box without really getting what she actually does. So do you think characters need to be simplified? I don't think so. I think that
if they're simplified, they're just kind of bad usually.
yes, like we sometimes make. Like, I'll be honest, we do make a lot of comments sometimes where it's like, oh yeah, this character is very straightforward. Where it's like it just boosts this and does this, and like whilst we say that's good at times, like there really is no way for them to get around being text heavy when they want to make characters unique. Like that Yamato is quite unique in the sense, and it does in an essence like require itself to be that text heavy. Like they probably could shorten things by replacing words with icons. Like instead of saying boost the attack, it just shows an attack boost and then what classes and colors or whatever. And that kind of stuff. Like they could do that. But like I think simplifying characters can make characters worse at times.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, yeah, I get that. Like, some characters are literally novels, and that is bad. But Yeah, I think that formatting some of the text boxes would be better. As you said, like if they just had icons for certain things,
Yeah.
and even if they did like almost like dot points,
I think
feel
dot
like
points would be
just to
so sick. Yeah.
just to simplify some of the like even like cross guild for example,
that's what I
have
was
a
gonna
dot
bring
point
up.
for each individual special that they have. You know, special 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
That'd be way better. Like even the database does it, and it's just a lot easier to understand what's going on.
Exactly. Like, like I know that it shouldn't work like this, but like if you go and look at a character in the database and read them via the database, like you understand the character a lot easier because it's way better typeset by like Solaris does a much better job of it. But like I do agree. I think it's a great idea actually. Like trying to like obviously like it's too hard now because like they're like over 4.2 thousand characters into the game where it's like
That's wild.
you know where like do you just go back and start grinding out all the characters into dot points or do you just like try to find a lot like do you have like the data of like the most used units and then try to dot point them to make them more easily understandable? Like I don't know, it's a bit I think like for a beginner player it's kind of tough. For like people like us, like people that have been around for a while, like you kind of read it and you like get the gist of it, and then when you use the unit in content you're like, oh okay, now I kind of more formally understand what XYZ mean and how they play around. Well, yeah, I agree. There has to be some sort of solution at some point to being like, we can't just have 3,000 words on the screen every time and hope people are going to read it every single time. Because especially like when you're holding it in a quest and you're trying to remind yourself like, oh, like what does this unit do? And like if
it takes forever.
it takes forever. Like just let me like they should have a separate menu for like, you know, the same way that they have like the active abilities and then the active powers, and then at the top of the screen they have the captain abilities, and then they have the super tandems and that kind of stuff. They should also have one that is just all the specials that are available to you right now. And you should be able to just go in and scroll at your own pace and be able to read things as you want to, as opposed to pressing and holding and then like, you know, having to wait forever for it to scroll down. All right. Personal question. If you guys had a support effect, tell the other GGP members who they'd attach to and what their effect would be. For example, attaches to strength driven or Stump D Gacha. Level 15 inflicts crew with 3x money spent for 2 days, but increases debuting legend pull rate by 1.5 at the beginning of the next Sugo Fest. So if you had a support effect, Todd, what would it be?
Oh shit!
I think all of our support effects would attach to all the members in the GGP group, obviously.
Yeah, of course. It would be create cool graphics.
Creates graphics
level 3. Yeah, or level like increase artistic ability by 1.5 times.
And then at level 5 it's like creates the at the end of the episode creates the thumbnail and splash screen. I think mine would probably be like at level 3 it'd be like asks questions to the other members to keep the episode rolling, and then at level 5 would be like runs the podcast. Something like that, you know. But then like that has like a counter effect where it's like it allows everyone to like jump in and like do stuff and like be part of it. Flames would be like talks episode at level 3 it's like talks a little bit during Treasure Cruise eps. Level 5 is talks extensively about Final Fantasy VII during off eps. And Nights would be level 3 would be like makes co-hosts out of pocket by 1.5 times, and then at level 5 would be all co-hosts become out of pocket for the duration of the episode after the first out of pocket comment is made. Those would be all of our supports, I think. All right, and that's it. We're done. Another episode in the books. Episode 111 sorted. You know, any final remarks? We're going into almost anniversary season at this point for Treasure Cruise. Are you excited? 10th Annie coming soon? Keen?
Oh yeah, 10th Annie. I am very intrigued to see what they have planned for
the letter.
One of the biggest celebrations.
Probably the biggest celebration in Treasure Cruise history. Should be, at least, right?
For a very long time, yeah. This is one of the biggest,
Few Gacha games have made it to 10 years. I think Puzzle and Dragons Was
I
it-
mean, especially after last year's Annie, I feel like they handled it kind of poorly with Luffy Yamato, and then everyone
Ah.
wanted the Rush Sanji and the Mazoro, and we had to wait ages to get them.
It's a long, yeah, I agree. I think
Yeah, so
mean-
they got to do it right.
there's a lot to talk about in our next Treasure Cruise ep, especially with that letter that came out recently, and we might even get more
Yeah.
information by the time that we get to that episode as well, because we're looking at an update sometime in April, I think end of April. But stay tuned for that. But as always, if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you go now there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment Scuba, as Flame was mentioned to you in the comment section down below. While you're there, make sure you go into the description. You can find our link tree, lankt.ee/perfect. Find all of our socials at GGP Podcast on Twitter, anchor.fm/perfect for the audio only version of the podcast. And you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, just to name a few. And then you can also find all of our socials, Toski, Flamevius, Nightmare, JP, and myself, Captain Papi. And you can go like, subscribe, follow, MySpace, friends list, all that kind of fun stuff with all those links down there. And that's it. Flame is away, so he won't be able to say goodbye to you guys, but I'll say it on his behalf, goodbye. And that being said, I've been Captain Papi, Flame, and Todd. Thank you guys. As next time, peace.
Bye.
Oh, he's there. Oh shit, he pulled up.
I literally just came back.
Let's go.